Welcome to are we still calling this the Sunshine Show? What's going on with that?
I
with
still
the
post it
name?
as a Sunshine Show. I always tell you guys that I'll give you the files and you can call whatever you want. Make it
True,
your
and
own.
then we forget. Wait, did you ever? Welcome to the Sunshine
Hey,
Show.
get away from that conversation quick as you
I'll
can.
ask my questions about what's been uploaded later. That's a off the record kind of conversation. Today we are doing the be all end all official objective tier list of the best and possibly some of the worst animes of all time. I am Plasma Jack. I'm about to take a drink of water while the other boys introduce themselves.
You, Sunshine himself, the man, the myth, the legend. What up? What up? Anime guru. We're also joined by
Your boy
motherfucking
Kyle Chaos.
I was about to say it's Kyle on the shitter.
the thumb.
The thumb in my ass.
The thumb's over
Still-
your
Fair
camera.
enough.
Oh,
All right, I cannot see you guys, but I zoomed this in quite a bit for the purposes of the logos because they are pretty tiny. But I think you guys will like the selection that I have here.
All right.
So,
Ooh,
some of
strong
these-
start. Okay.
some of these, this was like the best I could get the logo on somewhat short notice. I'm gonna
Sure.
bunch some of them up.
Oh, variety. We're all over. Multiple generations.
I told you, bro.
This is good. This
I
is good.
told you.
I love it.
All right. So, we'll start off because it was already a topic of conversation.
What is this here? Who's this
was a
bald?
topic of-
No, scroll down. Who's this bald guy with the arrow in his head? This live action. What is this about?
where?
Bald guy with arrow in his
Up,
head.
third, right, second row down.
Oh, yeah. That's Avatar The Last Airbender. You may not have
live
heard of
action.
it. It's actually,
What is this? This is crazy. This doesn't
actually-
belong here.
It's not even an anime.
This
Can
doesn't
we
belong here.
save the comments until we get kicking? All right.
My
Thank you.
this was my initial reaction was to crash
Thank you.
out. All right. All right.
All right. Starting off, we're going to go with Dragon Ball. I've never seen the
shit.
original Dragon Ball. I would like to watch it. I've heard it's even
Wow.
better than Z.
Man, the franchise has started it all.
But I have seen Dragon Ball Z.
Of
Now, I'm gonna chat for a little on this, and you guys can chime in now, or you can wait to chime in later. Dragon Ball Z is obviously I would argue that's the single most influential anime of all time, because it was
Fair assessment.
a fucking event in the U.S. Like, I know Pokemon was like its own thing. I don't even know if that technically qualifies as anime.
I would agree. I don't
It's
think
not
that's
on here.
Dragon
It
Ball
does,
like
it does.
established the genre. Like Pokemon could
No,
still
no.
have been a cartoon in some respects, where like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
No,
established
Pokemon
the
is a-
genre of anime.
Ash Ketchum. No, Ash Ketchum's not even his name in the real Pokemon. His real name is like Shinto or some shit. So
Yeah.
like it's a real anime.
All right.
It is real anime. All right, well then I missed it by not putting on the list. But either way, I think Dragon Ball Z, to me, was the show that was like anime can work in the U.S. and not just in the U.S., worldwide.
Right.
I remember when Akira Toriyama died, like there were tweets about how like it was 9/11 for Hispanic kids. Because apparently
No,
Hispanic
it's
kids,
no, the Latin culture loves Dragon Ball. Like it
Everyone
is,
loves Dragon
everyone
Ball.
loves it.
It's-
No, you're right.
it's
You're right.
Mexico.
Mhm.
It's mainly
everyone that
Mexico.
grew up with it loved Dragon Ball Z. I've met
It's like multiple. I'm just saying Latin cultures in general. Like this guy
Oh,
works
yeah,
with me
for
from
sure.
Peru, and he talks about like that's the only thing that any of him and his friends watch was. anime.
It is huge in Central and South America from what I know of Latin American culture. But I know upper middle class white people who love Dragon Ball Z, and I know people that are actually from the hood that love Dragon Ball Z.
Right. It
It's
transcends.
a certain age range.
It transcends.
It's crazy how well it transcends.
Mhm.
However, I will say on a rewatch, some of the
Sure.
episodes
Agreed.
drag their
Right.
fucking feet.
Right.
And
Which is why
the-
now I never drop. I wouldn't recommend Dragon Ball Z, but I would recommend Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Kai is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put this in the S tier for its legacy alone, but I cannot in good conscience. Like, I could
Ooh.
never recommend to someone, go watch the
Fascinating.
original Dragon Ball
Okay,
Z.
very
So,
fair assessment. Fair assessment.
So here's. Oh, you not done?
Well, I was gonna say if you want to say you can either chime in now, Kyle, or you can wait till you guys are doing. I don't know if you guys want to dual team up to shit on my list, or if you want to each do one
I'm
individually.
going in
down
objective.
for either.
I'm going in objective. I did name the stream worst anime tier list ever. But strong open.
All right.
Lukewarm open.
Thank you.
You haven't seen
The
Dragon Ball.
Lukewarm. Oh,
Dragon Ball-
my nuts.
The Dragon Ball Z anime, the issue is it has the One Piece problem. With
It's trying
where
to catch up with the manga or wait for the manga. Or...
not even that. They were just trying. They didn't want Dragon Ball to end. You have no. I mean, you could look this up. When Dragon Ball as a media empire, or just like from the comics to the toys, it literally was the only thing keeping Japan alive in the 90s. You can look it up. It's pretty insane.
That, honestly.
So that's why they did GT. If you look at GT starts literally a week after in Japan, a week after Z ended. They did not want it to end.
Damn.
But the problem with Z is that the cell animation. So that's why they had to do Dragon Ball Kai, because the original cells are all it's literally terrible quality. So they couldn't remaster it. They had to remake it. It was terribly taken care of in Japan for whatever reason.
We brought the master. I'm glad you're
I
here.
did watch every episode I've seen of Kai is objectively like there's at least one fight that happens, even if it's minor characters, there's some sort of fight happening.
You're just pushing through. There's so much in Dragon Ball where you're just like you have ominous tones and scenery. And the ominous tones and scenery were good in 1998, 2004, 2006, before pre-TikTok attention span.
When we were all children with small brains.
Right, before the TikTok attention span is more what I would say. Is like before like that would almost that kind of like takes me out now when I'm noticing.
Sorry, I was gonna say we've all seen the memes too about people just screaming like for an episode, like Goku just screaming to power up. And when you're a kid, that shit's still dope and it builds tension, but it's just
it's difficult because Dragon Ball Z literally, as you said, sets a bar. So it's hard to say that it's in a like. And there's so
I
many.
couldn't recommend it to anyone, but there's no world where we're having.
It's because the tournament. It created the tournament arc, and we have to remember that the Dragon Ball that we seen in 2003 was the one that was from 89 to 94.
Yeah, true.
So we're watching 10-year-old animation.
The nostalgia factor, but I feel like it's timeless. Like, and I don't know, maybe I'm biased because we grew up with it, but it's. There are so many.
I think you are. I think you're very biased. I think we all are.
I get that, and I'm self-aware enough to realize that I have a level of bias from growing up with it. But it does. It's set a precedent, and it's still
100%.
But I will leave it in A because you specified specifically Dragon Ball Z. As opposed to like Super or GT, like so.
We'll get to those, my friend.
Dragon Ball franchise. So okay.
We will get to those.
All right.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball 2, like, what was I gonna say? I forget what the fuck I was gonna say. I said that it created.
Dragon Ball.
It created the tournament arc. It created the transformations and people. They weren't doing that until Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And. What else? I forget the fuck I was going to say.
So as I understand it, Dragon Ball is very tonally different than Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball, the original, is an interpretation of Journey to the West or Journey to the East. I always forget which one it is.
It's the West, direction.
Yeah. And so it's very big on like more, I guess, like Buddhist philosophies of like, or Taoist philosophies of like, things are going to happen, go with the flow, don't try to fight fate or destiny or whatever, like that kind of thing. Whereas Dragon Ball Z is like a combat show with
Dragon Ball only did the Journey to the West the first 20 episodes. After that, it's all crazy.
Right,
shit.
It's really unhinged actually.
It's truly an adventure. It's truly an adventure.
Right. We're looking at your thumb again, Kyle.
And what I was gonna say that
Kyle, your thumb.
It's
Your thumb.
Oh, it's one of it's one of the most original looking anime. Like even the round houses, nothing looks like Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's get to the next one. I know we spent a good amount of time on this one, but
all right. Also, the detail in the drawing alone, but like all those that it also was like the last bastion of like hand drawn anime, like the details and the muscles and the combat and the emotion it would evoke was a big deal. But we can go to the next one.
All right. This is where we start with the hot takes. I think Dragon Ball GT is a really good show. It is often reviled. There is plenty of issues with the power scaling, but I remember the tonal shift from Z to GT, and it was kind of jarring at first. It is kind of whimsical. It's much more of a comedy.
Going back to Dragon Ball. Yeah.
The characters you know and love are not all there all the time, like Piccolo and Vegeta. It's like it's focused on Kid Goku,
right?
Pan and Trunks, not future Trunks, but teen Trunks.
Yeah.
But I think the enemies were awesome. Baby is such a sick villain.
Right.
He puts Boo to shame. Super 17, I wish they did more with him, but like the Dark Shenron
in every game,
saga
Super 17 is a problem in every game that he's iterated in.
He's so sick looking. Like that character design is fantastic for that. I think the Dark Shenron saga, even though some of them are kind of silly looking, like
terrible.
3 and 4 or whatever, the 3-star and the 4-star, the fire and the ice one are sick as hell. The Super Saiyan 4 design is peak. I don't care what anyone
that is like
says.
The dopest looking one. It genuinely is. And it didn't, the fact that they went to red fur didn't like take it away from me. You would think that like that would be like a deterrent, but it like fits.
Yeah,
so well.
yeah.
That
and
is
the weird,
coolest.
The locks like or like the what you call it? They're like, I guess they're like overgrown sideburns.
Oh man, dude. And
so
it made
sick.
sense. It was like taking them back to
the
like
gorilla form.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really did love. The seeing 4 is the first time I felt something like that since seeing the first Super Saiyan. You feel me?
Yes.
Kyle, you
and
scoff
especially
at that?
He's the golden ape first, the Uzaru.
Yeah.
And then it's like he learns to control it. And so it's almost like the same form in a smaller package.
Right.
Which makes it seem like that's where the power. I love that. I think the baby saga was awesome. I think he was a great villain.
Were they like chasing him around space?
No, so he's a Tuffle. I think the Saiyans destroy his race, and there's like a fake Dr. Gero looking character.
Right. Dr. Mew.
That one confused me.
So it turns out, so here's the plot is Baby was a scientist on the Tuffle planet. He created Dr. Mew to recreate him after his planet was destroyed. So that's not even the original Baby that you're seeing. He engineered a droid to remake himself after the planet had been destroyed.
Okay.
And you don't know that at first, but then when he starts taking people over, he takes over like Goten first.
Right.
And then he has a couple forms where he takes over Vegeta first. And at first it's Vegeta with the white hair, but he has like the eye, like scars or whatever.
That's
but
badass.
he's not like the fucking in the blue suit with the gold. I think Baby was a great villain. I think
Dragon Ball GT had some fire fits. Like we got to branch out. It was like whenever you saw Goku and Vegeta like dressed down, like the pink bad man shirt, like they had some great fits in Dragon Ball. The franchise.
It also created the Krillin with hair look.
Yeah.
Yes, Krillin with hair.
Hair was cool.
And he was married to 18 in that.
18, yeah, absolutely. Yes. They have a daughter too.
Yes. So there's power scaling issues because there's scenes where like Goku, he defeats like Frieza and Cell without barely going Super Saiyan. But I think that that lends to the fact that he's also getting stronger. Like
right, I thought that was the whole point. Is like he's beyond them now. Like that's just what I got from it.
Yes. And I actually have much less of a problem with the power scaling in GT than I do in Dragon Ball Super at times. But
okay,
we'll get to that.
Dragon Ball Super is different because it's like universal. It's difficult.
Yeah, I think GT, and this is the hot take. Talking about Dragon Ball Z, the original, I think GT is a step above because there is less filler. There's still some filler, but there's less filler. The character designs are great. It's got a little bit more comedy, but the action's still tight.
You put it on the same
Z
level
has
as
the
Z,
legacy.
though?
Yeah,
put it on the same level as Z?
This is an L take. GT has a lot of good ideas that are not.
I can put it in
well.
B. I can put it in B.
No, it's definitely C tier. Now, when you say filler,
right?
This is
my
list,
where you're
and
gonna
I'm
put it first. I
objectively
thought you were gonna put it
understand-
in C tier first, honestly.
yeah, so I would even put it in D. But you got to
All right,
understand
relax.
that
Calm
the
down.
You
Dragon
guys
Ball,
can do your tier list.
Calm
Right
down,
now, we're
calm
doing the
down.
correct one.
Fair.
Dragon Ball filler, Dragon Ball Z filler has some of the best characters, like Garlic Jr. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a
Yeah.
huge.
That
He's
wasn't
like
even
a big,
filler. The Garlic Jr. saga wasn't
That's
even
filler.
filler.
Well, no,
That's filler.
it
That's not a
stems.
manga.
It stems
That's
from
not a
Dragon
manga. Hold
Ball. It stems from Dragon Ball. It's just a continuation.
No, it's not. No.
Garlic-
No.
Garlic was in
Jr.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, Garlic Jr. is his son.
Yeah.
Garlic and Garlic Jr. I believe are filler characters, and there's a couple filler characters that are
They
pretty.
made a movie
pretty
about
legendary.
Garlic Jr. I don't know.
Yeah,
if he's a
I wouldn't
filler
call him
character.
filler.
They made-
I
That's
would
it.
follow
That
him.
no, a Garlic Jr. Bro, all the movies aren't canon.
Yeah, but to say
all-
that it's a
they're all-
filler character, I don't know.
He feels relevant.
I don't know.
He feels relevant.
That's a
No,
hot
bro.
take.
He is an anime original villain. He's not a manga original.
No, he's like.
All right, you
Like,
guys,
I would-
guys can hash this
Okay,
out on
okay.
your list. We're
Like-
moving on.
You could make that argument about like Cooler, but I couldn't. I wouldn't make that argument about
Cooler
Garlic Jr.
isn't canon.
That's
isn't
what I'm
canon.
saying.
I
You
have
can
an
make
idea.
that argument about Cooler, but I wouldn't make that
Yeah,
argument
but Cooler's
about.
sick. He should be canon. He's
Exactly.
that's what I'm
Cooler is
saying.
cool, but he
Wait.
doesn't have like. I don't know.
Hold on. I'm saying that the filler. That's why Dragon Ball is cool because even the filler characters are fucking dope as fuck. But I think GT just doesn't make it. But we can move on.
Okay.
All right, this is another hot take. I think Dragon Ball Super is C tier, maybe even D tier.
Yeah.
I loved it starting out. It was hilarious.
The movies.
I thought the action was great for the most part. I thought that the Super Saiyan God form was how they achieved it was, there's some ancient Saiyan prophecy where if you touch someone and one of them's pregnant and then you become God. That was stupid as shit. The power scaling is ridiculous. The fact that Frieza's in a cocoon in hell and suddenly becomes stronger than
Yeah, that's
Goku
what
as a
I
god.
was. That's where I really like people love Frieza. Like when Frieza was like, yeah, I just need to train for 8 months and then I can defeat him. That's all I need. I was like, all right, I'm out. Like that genuinely. I don't know. It felt
Wait. I don't think you guys get Frieza, but keep going.
I know he was shadow boxing in his mind the entire time he's in hell.
No. So okay, here's the thing about Frieza. And you guys
he's
got to
never
know
trained
about
before. He was just naturally that strong.
Yes, but here's another thing too. You got to realize who Toible is. So Toyotaru, who's helping him write this story, in Dragon Ball AF, and I think that's just what they're trying to correlate. Frieza, this is a fake Dragon Ball story, but that fake Dragon Ball story is written by the dude who's writing Dragon Ball Super now. So I think the cocoon thing had to do. There's mad niggas outside.
Look, I'm not debating this. Dragon Ball Super is low key ass. It's not literal ass, but the Frieza power scaling thing fucking. Huh?
You cut off the Wi-Fi, so
the longer some.
When you left the Wi-Fi, no, when Kyle left the Wi-Fi, it like is lagging him just a little bit. But it was only because he's changed. I think.
Can you
he's
hear
okay
me?
now. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So. Did I bring what I needed to bring? All right. So yeah. So the
It's
whole thing with
nostalgia
Frieza.
slop. It's nostalgia slop. It's really what it is. If you had to like, and it's fun.
Well, no,
it's
the
cool.
reason the whole I'm trying to tell you where the cocoon comes from.
Okay,
He comes from a planet. He comes from a planet where the longer you thaw out, the stronger you become. Right. So I think they were trying to put that in there.
This. Okay.
Yeah. But it
sounds
comes.
like
I think
writing to patch it up. I think
that's where the idea comes from.
Kind of retconning.
Yeah, I think
No.
Frieza's shit. I don't like Lord Zeno, and he just destroys universes, and everyone's just okay with it.
But a lot of things are cool. The fight with
cool.
Hit was cool. They had a lot of great moments, and the comedy was really good. It has some of Vegeta's best moments in Super,
which is why it's a C. That's elevating it to C for me.
I couldn't put it in D. I'll put it in C. It's nostalgia slop, but it's still nostalgic. You know?
They hammer so hard on the fact that Lord Beerus loves to eat, and so the way to keep your planet from getting destroyed is food. Like the first couple times that joke happens, it's fine, but then they just run it into the dirt. And then talking about the character design compared to GT, Super Saiyan God is Goku with red hair. Super Saiyan Super God or whatever is Goku with blue hair. Ultra Instinct is, I guess, silver hair or something.
Right. That's
I don't
fair.
even think I
Especially
got that
after
far.
20 years of concept art where you're constantly seeing like Super Saiyan 35 and they're these badass gorilla monkeys with long Super Saiyan hair. After all those years of like concept artists and fan art, it does feel lazy. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So
well, I think so. They gave him a design of the original Super Saiyan God, right? And like, because that wasn't his idea at first, but then they approached Akira Toriyama about it, and he totally redid it. So I think he just did it to be funny, but the original design was some super buff like type of like dude, and he just made him. Then he just like, no, that's not how we're gonna do it. And he just made Goku super skinny, and most of the characters are very like small and frail, like all the Saiyans too. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah. Well, it's a miss.
It reminds me of remember when Trunks was too big and he couldn't fight Cell? Like, it reminds me of like that conversation where it's better to be
super
nimble than like overly powerful. I don't know.
Either way, it sucks dick. So, all right, moving on.
The Dragon Ball Super manga, though, the new Super season that's about to come out, it was like Granola and Moro. I don't know if you're familiar with those names. Nope. That's actually going to be worth watching.
Okay.
But Death Note is
I'm not going to. All right, Death Note.
Okay.
I got to give it an S tier. I hate to be that guy because I know
Above
every
Dragon Ball. Interesting.
Every teenager, because it's a better show. I can recommend Death Note to someone.
Yes.
And not
okay.
And in good conscience. Like I don't think there's anyone. I don't think there's anyone like.
No, that's fair. I wouldn't recommend Dragon Ball to get somebody into anime. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't think Death Note really represents anime, but it is definitely a good starter anime to know somebody who's never watched anime.
I think it expands what the normie belief of what anime is. Like, if you're
the normie belief of anime, I can tell you because I still kind of have it, is it's a story about a magical little boy who suddenly gets superpowers and reluctantly has to save the world and falls and accidentally grabs a titty, and then a girl slaps him and calls him a pervert, and he's the special little boy.
That's
that has
fair.
To save the world.
I do believe that is the normie doesn't watch anime interpretation of anime.
So Death Note, it starts out and it feels like it's gonna be that because he's a teenage boy. And he gets a notebook where you can write someone's name and kill people in it, and he immediately becomes a serial killer. And it's a cat and mouse game between him and the world's best detective. And I don't give a shit about any of the rest of the stuff about like culturally or whatever. I think that the peak of Death Note is some of the best television I've watched, period. Not some of the best anime. It's some of the best television I've watched.
I love that description. I feel moved. I feel moved by your description of Death Note.
It does hit a hiccup after we all know the moment. In case anyone hasn't seen Death Note, I won't spoil it.
Spoilers. Nothing matters after L dies.
It hits a hiccup, but then I honestly did like the ending, like with Light dying and how pathetic he is.
Nothing matters after L dies until Light dies. After L dies, I like. The girl arc, the arc with the girl was interesting, I guess. But I mean, it felt like we had put the brakes on.
100%. It feels like the car stalled.
Exactly.
And like the engine.
So, I think he was trying to create an idea of how to kill the Shinigami, with the love story, and I think it just didn't fall through. Like he was like, "What am I gonna do with
and
this?"
it's good. It's good. It's not enough to pull it out of S for me. It's still an amazing story.
Yeah.
It's just that arc in particular. I don't even know where else you could have put it in. Maybe more in the beginning as he's like getting his ascension. But it did seem like after there's just not much investment after L is gone. You know, the stakes are much lower.
Because no one gives a shit about Mello or Nier. Because
exactly, no one thinks that they're gonna catch him. Like L was the detective,
not
and without
that.
L gone, like you're just watching his rise to power. But then his rise to power involves like this like honeymoon arc.
It's not even that Mello and Nier, no one thinks they're gonna get him. I think like you get an intuition from watching the show. Like there's no way Light can win, but as autistic as L seems to come off, he is charismatic by comparison to Nier and Mello. Mello just seems like the cocky, like I don't know, there's some sort of trope or something that's just boring about both of those characters.
Their personalities weren't as fascinating as L, who is the all-knowing but is also like a comfortable weirdo who will sit with his toes out, feet up on the chair, but then
feet up on the chair, eating cake all the time. Right. Yeah, like he was just, and it felt like Mello and Nier were pale imitations of him.
Yes,
I think the show would have been better without them. I think if you continue it and it's just the detectives and they have to deal with Light without L, I think that would have made for a better.
I 100% agree. I think they were almost a deterrent. Like not a deterrent, but like they. They, as you said, they were a poor imitation.
But that ending still, it gave me closure. Awesome. It felt like the show was done.
Awesome.
It didn't, and that's one of the problems that like Dragon Ball Z, Kyle, you were alluding to, and Dragon Ball Super, is they're just never-ending shows. So I give Death Note points for that too, for being a show that ends.
Okay.
All right, here's an interesting one. Let's do Big O. I think this is actually a really good show. I think Big O is actually
I never saw it the
solid.
whole way through, but I was.
It's pretty solid. It's one of those shows where it kind of skirts the line between anime and cartoon, but I think it just oozes style. Like you could say that about Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo. I think Big O oozes style in a similar way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That
was a beautiful time in anime. These were like, because this is hand drawn as well, right?
Yes, and it's sort of a mech show, but not really a mech show. It's kind of a noir mystery about this city where everyone just lost their memories at some point. It's Amnesia City, and
it's like Monster meets Gundam.
Yes. And this guy, Robert, I forget his last name, but he's the negotiator. He's known as the best. He does hostage negotiations and all kinds of shit. And then he also secretly has this giant mech, the Mega Deuce, they call it, Big O. And he's sort of like a Batman-esque character, but less of a detective. But just, it's a show that oozes style. It moves at a good pace. It doesn't. It ends. It has a complete ending. And the characters are all interesting. His sidekick Dorothy is an android that was meant to be a replica of this guy whose daughter that died, and it's not clear whether she has emotions. It's all coming
back to me now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then his butler with the eye patch. I don't know what that dude's story is, but there is a great episode where he just straight up pulls out a fucking giant ass machine gun. And provides cover for Robert.
Right, absolutely. So, I remember that distinctly.
Big O, great show. All right.
On par with Dragon Ball GT, Big O.
Somewhere
interesting.
Close. Well, remember, I'm not saying like when I had this up here, this doesn't mean they're going to be together the whole time. GT could be down here, for example,
sure.
Right? And I'm going to tell you right now that GT is not going to sit right next to Big O the entire time.
Narratively, I understand. I understand this. Yeah. So far, this is not terrible. Here we go.
I just have a, I have a comment.
No, here we go. Comment. Here we go. Go ahead, Kyle.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Let me hear Kyle's comment, and then we can get into this.
All right. So the comment on Big O is just every show that was on Toonami. Don't say that there was a mix between American and Japan just because it was on Toonami. Like those are strict. That's a real anime show.
What, Big O?
All right, fair. Well, so I think Avatar: The Last Airbender was made in America, but it's very clearly anime inspired. And Avatar: The Last Airbender is a phenomenal show. I used a clip from the live action because I think it's funny and I wanted to troll a little bit, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is a really good show.
It's so rage baity. When I put this on YouTube, I'm going to like incorporate the fact that you used the live action Avatar within your tier list. This exact shot.
Actually,
right
I lied. That was a double bluff. And scene, I'm ranking.
I already
the live
see the thumbnail. I'm gonna put exactly. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Avatar live action as S tier, worst anime tier list ever. I've already got it all figured out. I can't wait.
Now, Avatar: The Last Airbender is really, really good. It came out at a time where, again, I was kind of getting out of watching cartoons. And I saw a couple episodes.
Why are you including this if you can't include Avatar in an anime debate? It's literally a faux pas. It's genuinely a
I'm going to finish what I was saying after I stop getting interrupted.
Avatar. I hate Avatar.
All right, well, I'm not in his camp. Avatar is amazing.
I can't hear you, Kyle.
We can't hear you. Are you driving right now? We can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm about to be back home.
All right, you're connecting to different cell towers. We can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah. You might just be chopped out of the discussion for a few of these. But you'll have your chance when you remake the tier list. Avatar was coming out at a time when I was getting away from cartoons, air quotes, and it was on Nickelodeon, not Toonami. But I caught a few episodes of it, and I was like, oh wait, this is actually like a really good story, and it's a compelling narrative, and it is a phenomenal show,
but not
through and through. It's may not qualify as anime, but it's obviously so anime inspired that I don't think it's fair to classify it as a regular cartoon. I think if you're going to
do a cartoon tier list, and then you could include it, and then you could put it in S tier.
This is my list, and that's objectively correct. You don't think Avatar deserves a shout out?
Animes are made in Japan. That's the whole point. Cartoons are American.
Yeah, I should have put Pokemon.
Well, some cartoons are made in Japan as well. The creator has to be from Japan to me, from a Japanese studio.
I think anime at this point has become a style.
No.
You can say it's anime inspired, but you can't call it an anime. You can't call it an anime.
All right, fine. We're putting an F tier. This is your guys' list now. We're putting in literal ads. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Have to take it out completely. You can't have it in the list. It's not an anime.
I think it's a good show.
It's your list. It's your list. It's
the worst anime tier list for a reason.
I think you guys.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna put Space Dandy on here. I'm so excited.
Are we taking out Yu-Gi-Oh?
Is Yu-Gi-Oh American?
What?
Yu-Gi-Oh's
what
Japanese.
The fuck?
You guys don't even know. Suck my dick.
Whoa. Yu-Gi-Oh is hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh is an anime, and the creator died from saving a kid's life. So you better put that shit.
Yeah, put some respect on his name.
I'm only putting it on if Avatar stays, and you guys have to rank it.
It was a Japanese made show. It follows the rules. Avatar doesn't follow the rules.
It's a fucking cartoon.
You're in rage, Vader.
I hate
it's
Avatar
his list. It's his list. We know what we're doing.
All right. I think Yu-Gi-Oh when you're a kid is solid. I think that the action is gripping. I think the card game's fun. I think
it's the best card game show. I can't think of a better card game show.
Yes.
As a person who doesn't personally always love card games, I can get into them if the people around me are into them, but I personally am not like always the biggest fan. Like the card game Kingdom Hearts games were my least favorite. The One Piece card game is fun. Yu-Gi-Oh playing it was like kind of fun in 3rd grade, but like I get it.
Also, in the show, they do shit that you definitely can't do with the cards. Like, they break the rules of the card game all the time. at a whim, seemingly. So
it's cool watching something that you play with in your hands have its own show. Like that's what makes it fun. The fact that you can play the game. Yeah.
It definitely felt like cashing in on the Pokemon trend, though, where
Fair.
Pokemon, the game started first, then the show came.
Right.
This felt like we need to make a show so that we can sell these cards.
Right.
And I spent a lot of money on them, but I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! It's another magical little boy story.
It introduces us all to gambling. That's really what it is. It's the introduction to gambling. It scratches that brain. It scratches that part of your brain that you didn't know existed.
Yeah,
I think it's a very good, fast-paced show too. They don't.
It was great pacing. Yeah. Great pacing. Like Kaiba, he fights Kaiba first episode. Exodia is all first episode.
Yeah. It's weird that he didn't know that he had Exodia in his deck, or he like knew he had it, but he didn't know how it works. If you rewatch that first episode,
he believes in the heart of the cards. That's
I know. I use that. I say that all the time. I say I believe in the heart of the cards, and I believe in the art of the joke all the time. Both of those. If you know where the second one's from, you're a real one. All right, so let's bang out a couple in quick succession. I got reincarnated as a slime. Haven't seen it. Don't give a shit. Not gonna watch it.
Wow, that show's fire.
Good. It's actually good. It's one of those sleeper ones. It's a sleeper show. It's a sleeper.
I'm tapped out on isekais. I don't care.
No, that's fair. It's understandable, and I don't think you have to watch every single isekai. You get the premise, but it kind of sets the bar for the genre. It really is. It really is a fun show.
Yeah.
I think Sword Art Online would be, but yeah.
But
Sword Art Online, didn't see it, don't give a shit.
They ruined it.
Whoa. Animatrix, hold on. Animatrix needs to go higher.
So there's the Sword Art Online. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I didn't see it, don't give a shit.
You're such a troll. It's so funny.
Some of the greatest directors of anime did have short films on Animatrix.
Dude, he is such a troll.
The Animatrix is great. I don't know, but that's not an anime, so I'm talking about Sword Art Online. Ghost in the Shell, I haven't seen it.
He's trolling.
But I really do want to see it.
He's trolling. He's caught.
I do want to see Ghost in the Shell.
Good movie.
I want to see this show. I forget what it's called. Something about
what is that?
A consortium of assassins or something, or serial killers, but it looks like a show that's actually like features an adult. And then the last one I think that I haven't seen on here, there's actually there's two others, but I've seen parts of it.
Durarara is fire.
I really want to see.
Very fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump back into some of the ones that I have seen.
I feel like Durarara is like adult Dan to Dan.
That means nothing to me. All I know is it's about a motorcycle rider, and it's told from different people's perspective, and it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It's more like Bacano.
Yeah. Bacano, I think it's made by the same people.
But Bacano was like a one-off. Like it's just that one train ride.
Right, but yeah.
Berserk 97 or 95? I think it's 90.
I was my heart stopped because you hovered over literal ass and it almost flew through the screen. Dude. Like,
this is actually such a phenomenal fucking show. Yeah. Berserk 97 Kyle, is it 95 or 97?
I think you're right, 97. I think you're right.
This show is so fucking good. I'm going to give my thoughts real quick. What is so good about it? And I started reading the manga. I have 3 of the leather-bound volumes at my place. I didn't get the whole set because it was like $400 and I don't have the space for it, but it is a dark fantasy following a giant monster of a man named Guts. And in the first episode, he like saves a chick from getting R-worded, SW'd. Well, I forget what the term is for YouTube. Graped. He saves a girl from getting graped, and like the sky is red, and he fights this demon snake monster man. And
are you saying that's in the first?
This is in the first episode of Berserk 97.
Oh, okay,
and so it's like, okay, there's all these monsters and demons, and who's this guy with missing an eye and a crossbow hand? And then the entire rest of the show, there's almost no mention of magic. It's only referenced like a couple times.
Right. I did appreciate that it wasn't too heavy-handed with the magic. It was like, hey, this stuff is around. It was an interesting way to
it actually adds so much because it's one of those shows that where the first episode, like it flashes back, and then the rest of the show is kind of like what happened in the past. And the rest of the show takes place in like a typical medieval era. It's kings and castles and mercenaries, not really much magic. It's very kind of grounded in its like warfare. It felt to me,
I like Guts' display of masculinity without like being overbearing. Like he is clearly like a role model in terms of like masculinity, but isn't too. He's humble.
Well, let me.
Guts is a fucking psycho.
I have some thoughts. Okay. I want to get out of contiguous here.
That's true. That's fair.
I think a maybe not great comparison, but like it gave me the same vibe. It's almost like Game of Thrones before all the magic and shit. It's knights and castles and mercenaries, and you're kind of following the development of this guy Guts, who we're talking about, who his big claim to fame is he carries a gigantic fucking sword around. At one point, it's described as being less of a sword and more just a slab of iron.
Right.
But he joins this mercenary group called the Band of the Hawk, and he starts bonding with the leader Griffith. And it is a story that's much more about interpersonal relationships and finding your purpose. And it has its ups and downs in terms of like tension or like happiness versus being sad. But the fact that first episode takes place in a demon world, it sits and it festers in your mind, and you're like, I know things are going to go south, but I don't know when.
Right. And there is this underlying issue. And there's this.
It creates so much tension that just works so well. Because the entire time you're like, the world turns to literal shit at some point. How does it happen? And yet, despite the fact that like, I would almost say the episodes, if they weren't as well written and if you weren't as invested in the characters, they would almost be filler episodes in another show. But because the writing is so good, the characters are so interesting, every episode is good, and you sometimes forget about the demons and the magic that exist in this world, and you just get lost in like, I don't want to say the politics, but the kind of, the warfare, and it shows the leader of this mercenary group. He's like highly intelligent. He'll talk about his strategy, and you'll see his strategies work, and they,
and he has everyone's trust. Everyone is so loyal to him. Like that is another thing. Is like, the camp is like a band of brothers in like the full sense.
And he's, seemingly a genuinely good dude. And then you get to the last two episodes, and the pieces come together about how everything went so shit in the beginning, and it's a fucking crazy ending. And even though a part of me wishes that there was another 5 seasons of the Berserk 97 show, I know it's impossible, and it's okay. It's still a good show on its own. And it's, like I said, it's making me read the manga.
Right.
I've not watched many anime where I'm like, now I need to read the manga.
Sure.
Berserk 97 was the one where I was like, I need to watch it. And so this picture here is an iconic event from the show.
Kyle, do you have a first anime that made you read the manga?
You know me, I'll be reading manga first sometimes, but I'm trying to.
That's why I was curious if it had ever.
One, I have to say, remember, like I've been watching when I turned 18. That's the first time I gave One Piece a chance. I would have to say that, but yeah,
that's a good one. My first is Promise Neverland.
Promise.
I'm sorry I cut you guys out of that discussion. By the way, for the
no, not at all. You had the floor. I was invested.
I had one thought that was kind of continuous, and I just didn't.
I don't think it's S tier because they cut a lot of stuff out that it doesn't even really matter.
The problem is, the story of Berserk for me is S tier. I'm not sure if specifically Berserk 97.
I was riveted when I was watching.
It's the best interpretation of that arc, even though they have 3 movies that kind of do the same thing. They look a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still you know what, for what it is, you're right. It just leaves you yearning for more, and that's kind of like the issue I have with it.
I'm going based off his criteria of he could recommend Death Note. I love Berserk 97. I don't think I could recommend Berserk 97. I could recommend I have had people who don't watch anime over to sit down and watch the Berserk movies with me, and we spent an entire afternoon going through it. And these are people who are like not anime folks, and they all were invested in that. If I was going based off specifically that criteria, I would go with the movies as opposed to 97. But
It's
I love
just
Berserk. Berserk is S tier regardless for me.
Berserk 97 is chronologically, well, not even really, because you do see Guts since he was born from a fucking dead pregnant woman in a tree, but freaking
he's just the perseverance through trauma. That's really what it
Yeah.
is. It's
Yeah,
like
it really is.
Guts is, I mean, it's Guts, but it's perseverance. Like he's the embodiment
Yeah.
of perseverance.
Well, no, he has hatred, and I think hatred and revenge drive him, because
Do
Griffith
you think
did them
hatred?
dirty.
Yeah, but do you
I
think
don't
his
know, but
hatred
I-
predates Griffith?
Partly.
No,
I don't think
his
that's-
life was bad.
That's
He
what I'm
had to
saying.
ki-
Like
he
I
got-
don't
he
think
got-
the
he was
hatred.
he was raped as a kid, or graped, sorry, but he
We're
if
spoiling the shit out of the show, by the way.
the manga. That's not even in the
Yeah,
show.
that's not in the
but-
show.
Well,
I
the
didn't.
manga,
I didn't
yeah.
even know that about
They
it.
And
they,
it's like
they
and it's literally
insinuated
the first
the
two
show. They don't
chapters.
show Donovan, but they insinuate it.
It was like a man.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Donovan was the guy's name.
shit. Bro, I can't wait to. Speaking of which, I can't wait for season 2 of Redo a Healer. They need to announce that and make that.
Hell yeah, I was gonna put
Dude,
that on here, but
I want to see Bullet. I want to see the revenge against Bullet. I want to know what he does because that shit was
see,
crazy.
I can't believe that I can't tell if you're being ironic or not.
No, I'm being genuine, and it's like a point of contention
Wow.
between me and some other folks. But I really do. I loved. It's because it's an adult themed. It's an adult themed
All
show,
right.
but
All right,
it was
so-
great.
This carries me right into two things actually. The mention. So
Sorry,
first
before
is
Kyle, did
the-
you see Redo of Healer? By the way,
I have not. I've heard good
okay.
things though. I'm gonna watch it now. 'cause
A lot
you
of
guys
people
are
I've
hate
heard
saying
it.
that.
A lot of people hate
Yeah.
it because it's very graphic, and the main character, though he's this is risky to say. I wouldn't necessarily say fully. He's justified. I would say his revenge is justified. but
as
he
I
kinda-
understand it, he's also a sexual assaulter a little bit.
He is a at the start of the show.
He's a victim, but
he's
also
a
he does it.
victim who has been plotting his revenge, and then kind of gets to do it all over.
Let's
and
not
then-
defend Redo of a Healer too much right now. Let's-
okay. All right. You're right. We're having.
That's gonna-
It's been good. I don't want to get flagged.
yeah, exactly.
This is where we first see our
Um,
viewership drop off.
So one of the many other Berserk interpretations. This is the one that has a lot of CGI. I don't know if it's the movies.
That's
or...
the movie. That's the movie.
No, this
I-
is the 2-season show.
This is the show
I am-
with the CGI.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not really
That looked like a
interested
movie,
in
yeah.
seeing either one. I'm interested in reading the manga at this point.
I
So it's
really
inter-
like the show. I just don't like that they didn't put Puck in the show. I don't know if you know who that is, but
They did what? Oh, Puck. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't put him in this show because it's the arc. It's
It's
not
the
that
Black
bad to
Swordsman
me.
arc. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad to me.
Yeah. So, but then you mentioned Redo of a Healer, and that reminded me of Goblin Slayer. I really enjoy this show,
Yeah.
despite the very controversial first episode. I
it's
think
the
it
only
is
episode that
actually.
matters.
Say
It
what?
never lives up. It never. No, the rest of the show doesn't
Right.
like
That's
live
what I'm
up
saying.
to the
Like
first
I think
episode.
it's. I think I'm a big fan of like watching first episodes, and my favorite first episode of any anime is Seraph of the End. I love
Oh,
trauma.
shit.
I love like crazy, graphic, over the top, insane hardships that people have to overcome. And
Hopelessness, right?
I love the hopelessness. And then eventually overcoming it. Goblin Slayer had an interesting backstory and a great first episode. But for me personally, that wasn't enough to carry me through and hold my interest past, if they were to do another season. Like, I wouldn't read the manga. I wouldn't like invest.
They did do another season.
Did they?
Yeah, they have 2 seasons, I think.
Maybe if I have nothing else to watch.
It's insane.
Just know that the goblins get bigger and bigger.
All right, so the first episode of Goblin Slayer is infamous because there is a grape scene where goblins assault a woman. They all go by like whatever their job is. So they assault a girl named Fighter, and it's done in a rather. But let me finish. It's done in. I can concede a kind of tasteless way where they really took their time on the jiggle physics when they didn't need to. And it is meant to, I think, evoke a sense of hatred towards the goblins, but it very clearly also is meant to give you a boner. And so saying that it has a great first episode, but the rest of the season sucked is fucking wild, because I think the rest of the show is so much better than the first episode.
Go into spoilers. What for you specifically?
I think so. The first episode, if there's one thing that's good about that scene in particular, and just the entire adventure group getting killed, is it builds resentment for the goblins. And so I equate it to there was a show that used to air on like NBC or ABC or something called Wipeout, where they show you the most annoying family you've ever seen in your entire life, and it primes you, and you go, I want to see this person get bashed around by giant plastic dildos over a lake, and that's exactly what happens for the rest of the show.
No, all right.
Goblin Slayer is the same thing. You're like, you watch it, you're like, I fucking hate goblins. I just want to see some dude who's good at killing goblins.
I don't think it represents. I guess you can say because the dude hates goblins so much, but I think the first episode represents the disparity of these weak people, because goblins and notoriously in Japanese like fantasy stuff are the weakest like type of monsters. And
right.
These people couldn't even beat them.
It's also, it builds resentment because you're like, they're killing people in these horrific ways. They're graping people. And so that to me was like the catalyst. And then the rest of the show is just, there's this dude who's really good at killing goblins, and that's what he fucking does. And the music goes hard, and sometimes he has these convoluted plans, and you get to see them come to fruition. It's like, the game's kind of inspired by like a World of Warcraft, but it goes deeper into sort of like mechanics that you wouldn't be able to do in World of Warcraft, where he's like, oh, I'm going to get this blast primer and collapse these halls on them as they come through, and then we'll use this as bait, and like
he was
all kinds of shit.
He's
like
an interesting character. I liked his backstory. I want you to get into spoilers and tell me like what sold you on the show past the first episode, if you don't mind me asking.
I would say probably even
the reveal of what happened with his sister and him being under the floorboards for me was traumatic, and I thought that was enough to fully have me on his side. Like I was like, I comprehend him now. I understand it. I get it. Like, I thought that was narratively. I thought that was really good.
So here's the best example I could give.
He's just not
because I don't remember.
You know.
I don't remember the show.
He's the only character that's likable.
Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree. I think the lizard guy who's addicted to cheese and ice cream.
Oh yeah. Right, he was good. He was a nice, fun character on the side.
But so the best comparison I can give for what I like about Goblin Slayer is the same thing that I like about Death Note. And Big Joel actually did a video on this, but he talks about the tennis match in Death Note where Light and L are playing tennis, and Light is thinking in his head, like, if I play too good, he might think that, like, of course, Kira, the bad guy, that he's chasing, he would want to win. But then if I play too sloppy, it's going to look suspicious because everyone knows I'm a star tennis player. And, like, by the time you get to the end, sorry for stealing your point, Big Joel, but Light kind of realizes that it doesn't really matter whether he wins or loses, but the fact is that he has to think about that if he's going to go on this like killing rampage. And it's all the like, or like the potato chip scene where he has like the little TV in the potato chip bag.
And
yeah, so like it's a similar thing where they could just say Goblin Slayer went to this town and they just animate a great fight scene where he cuts their heads off. But instead, it's like him setting traps and talking about like, no, the reason you're going to get lost in the caves. Like one of the things I love is in the first episode, even he's saying like, you can't bring a long sword to fight goblins because they live in caves and it's going to get caught on the wall of the caves. Right. And that's exactly what happens to the one guy. And so shit like that, it's more of they take this one idea and they really kind of live out like what would you have to do, and that to me was much more interesting. It's actually a much more lighthearted show than the first episode implies.
I was advocating for a C tier, but you've sold me. We can leave it in B. I'm with that.
I think it's well. Again, you guys are gonna get to do your own. So
no, sure. I just like commenting on like where you place it, and whether or not I agree with it, and I would agree with that.
All right. On the topic of magical little boys, I don't care about Bleach, and I don't want to say it. I don't care about Naruto.
Wow. Okay, well, relax. We have to. You can't just jump through these. Wait, stop. You can't just jump through these.
I can. You guys can do your own. Remember.
No, we're commenting on your tier list. It's the whole point of this is to have a discussion, not to just sit here and watch.
Yeah, you'll have the tier list, and you can go through each one. And
go back one by one. You threw 3 heavy hitters right there. That was crazy.
I don't care about either of those. So Naruto came out at a time.
Say it respectfully. You know it's not pronounced that way. You come on now. But can we start with Bleach, Naruto? Can we start with Bleach?
Yes,
please.
Yes.
And here's the kicker. I would say I haven't seen it, but you have
I watched like 5 or 6 episodes, and it was exactly what I expected it to be.
My interpretation, everything I've seen in Bleach came from watching Toonami, and Toonami was not like consistent. Like I would not see Bleach like in order. Like I was fortunate enough to catch Naruto early in the day so that I could like watch consistently and follow with the story, but with Bleach I couldn't.
So Bleach has one of the best betrayal buildups I've ever seen in anime.
Ooh, I love a good betrayal.
In show.
I love a good betrayal.
Yeah, Bleach. The anime is very fucked up though, compared to the manga because
they say you can skip like all of season 2, right?
There's something, that has so much filler. It's crazy. So does Naruto.
So that's the thing. If you say I can skip an entire season of any show, it's going right into
no. But okay, it's like how long have you been hold on? How long have you been an anime fan? We had to always deal with that,
right?
So
I watched Dragon Ball Z as it was airing in the U.S., so I don't know if that counts, but I started getting deeper in anime like a couple years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago.
Naruto is when I started taking anime seriously as a genre.
Naruto is one of the best stories told. I'll say this, as a manga, it's literally one of the best and it's one of the easiest to read. It's so clear. I don't know. You're crazy.
Wait. I want to hear. But without us saying anything else, what is your interpretation of Naruto? What do you know about Naruto? What is the story to you?
So he's a little boy ninja who's living in a ninja tribe, and then he somehow
ninja tribe.
So yeah, I know I'm the silly one here.
No, it's what a way to describe it.
And then somehow he gets some power, and he has to save the world, and the show revolves around him reluctantly saving the world. And at some point, he trips and grabs a girl's titty, and she slaps him in the face and says, "You're a pervert," and he blushes because he doesn't know how to talk to chicks.
I don't remember him ever doing that.
No, he kissed Sasuke in the mouth.
Yeah, that's all. The first kiss is with a man, his nemesis.
He didn't grab no titties. Yeah. People were grabbing his fake titties and pervy.
Naruto has a great first episode. Incredible new movies. Great story arc because he really does start off as this annoying, petulant child, and you don't necessarily like him in the start. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece have the best side characters.
Yeah,
I mean ever.
I've seen a little bit of One Piece, and I already agree.
We'll get to One Piece. Don't you dare. We will get to One Piece. You stay. You stay on course. You stay on course.
I'm telling you, nothing you guys say is going to change my mind.
It doesn't matter. We were just giving our piece still. Naruto.
Well, you're gonna have to rank it anyway, so give your piece then.
No, we're talking about it now. Might as well talk about
We're
it.
We're not
now.
even halfway through my version of the tier list.
I'm having fun with this. Don't speed run it. Naruto, as he said, has incredible side characters, but Naruto himself has a great story arc. He has great character development. Naruto, from who he is in the beginning, is nowhere compared to who he is by the end of the series.
He literally doesn't get respected until the fucking entire village gets blown up.
And he's genuinely isolated, so you kind of understand. Like, he doesn't have home training. He's kind of like cast out into the world, and everyone hates him. Like, people.
Everyone for no reason.
Yeah, and so he's great symbolism for prejudice. Because everyone has prejudice against him, and it doesn't have to necessarily be about race or anything else like that, which is really cool. It's just like Naruto himself is symbolic of prejudice and what it does to a person, and how he overcomes prejudice and learns to love himself. Because that's why I really love Naruto, is because beyond the amazing side characters and the power of friendship, it is his own self-acceptance that is depicted, that really puts it apart from other shows. Like, other shows have external conflicts that they're overcoming, and they might want to be better and grow to be stronger, but he is finding acceptance and love, and that's why Naruto is phenomenal.
And Naruto is so much about Sasuke as much as it's about Naruto too, and the dynamic and the philosophy that they have different, like that argument about you never had parents, I had to watch mine die.
Right,
like,
dude. And it offers you a perspective that you might not. If you're watching, you're like, yo, Sasuke, you're an asshole. But then you get Sasuke's perspective. And it's like, yo, dude, I had parents taken from me. You don't know what it feels like to have had your parents taken.
I feel like Naruto created the redeemable villains. I think, like, from Pain and a lot of people, you know.
I wouldn't say redeemable as much as understandable.
Like the attack, not redeemable. Just like Attack on Titan, we don't know who's the bad guy. They're all ninjas at war.
Okay, right.
Hashirama,
right?
Hashirama and Tobirama. Tobirama, the second Hokage, is racist.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was there. There's definitely like corruption that happened. That people are dealing with ongoing conflicts now that you don't really realize in the beginning. But Naruto's great, and it expands because you start with this one little boy's story, and you grow. You watch him grow and interact with the world, and the world opens up to him. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's great.
And Bleach is such a self-contained story that it's just.
I heard it's like 1,000 episodes, and that's before 1,000-Year Blood War.
And 1,000-Year Blood War is one of the best endings because Bleach. The Fullbringer arc before 1,000 Blood War was shitty, and then he went to that. It was man.
That's crazy. What I'm saying. I'm not gonna watch like an entire show.
No. You have
Bleach,
to watch.
I know there's something I'm missing. I know I've missed out on.
You have to watch. You have to watch the Arrancar arc, and then the Soul Society arc. It's some of the best shit you ever seen. Like,
Bleach has a cult following in a way that it makes.
It's the flyest. It's the flyest niggas in anime.
You think so?
Oh, what?
More so than like JoJo or JJK.
Oh, JoJo is crazy,
right? JoJo's all about the fits.
Yeah, and it's throughout different time periods too.
What's up? We're just looking at code on your screen, by the way.
Well, yeah, you guys are talking about Naruto, so I'm trying to get rid of this ad with the inspector. So that way, when we get back to it, the screen's full.
I'm gonna go outside real quick.
That's pretty much it. I've said my piece on Naruto. I just think you're. I'm not saying you have to watch Naruto. Yeah, it really is good. It really is good.
Dang, you're welcome.
Nice, good job.
All right.
I'm not.
All right, you guys want to?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we've talked about. We'll have plenty more debates to come about One Piece.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go into it as much. We've said it before in previous podcasts multiple times. One Piece is the greatest story ever told. Like, One Piece is biblical level. It is beyond. It is very biblical. It is the pinnacle. It It is the bar that every other anime is trying to reach.
I wouldn't give it S tier.
He says we're not going to talk about One Piece.
You wouldn't give One Piece S tier?
And then you just...
I have to see.
Fake fan.
Hold on. No. I have to see how it ends.
You have to see how it. Okay, that's fair.
Oh, sorry.
But it turns into a whole discussion.
But I've never craved an ending and also been afraid of an ending in the way I have with One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece.
They're gonna keep going. All right, I'm just gonna put something on the list while they talk it out.
Sorry. No, that's good. Let's keep going.
All right, Outlaw Star. I remember it as a kid. I want to watch it in full.
Oh my god, it's one of the best science fiction fantasy stories
I've
ever.
heard.
It's fun.
Cowboy Bebop is really good. I think
I'd put A.
I think the animation, the world building, it oozes style. All the characters are interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the episodic nature, so that it loses some points for me on that front.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like the story is like I want a kind of a moving story, but it's iconic. The music in it is absolutely phenomenal. The animation is top notch.
I don't want to be, but I am slightly influenced by the live action, and I try to keep them separate, and they should be separate, and they should be taken separately. But like the live action left such a dirty taste in my mouth.
You can't. You can't even
they're completely different mediums. You're 100% right, Kyle. I 100% agree with you. They're 100% right. It was just.
I liked the show, the live action. I just wish they didn't call it Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Agreed. It's like my argument with Until Dawn. Until Dawn.
You have to watch
fine movie if they didn't.
You have to watch the movie Until Dawn. Yeah.
If they didn't call it Until Dawn.
Ooh. Right.
Ooh.
I'm torn between. I think Samurai Champloo is at least roughly equal quality to Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop for me personally.
I'm unsure of which I like better actually.
Do you know what it is?
I like Samurai Champloo.
Do you know what it is? This comes in a trio for me with Afro Samurai. So I put Cowboy Bebop, Afro Samurai, and Samurai Champloo all like in the same area.
They're anime that are
I was thinking about putting Afro Samurai on the list, and I thought I did, but I don't think I did. I don't see it here.
All three of those anime you just named they all had the intention of trying to get an American audience too. So that's why
they're good.
The hip hop.
They're all very good. I don't know if they're
Champloo. I think Champloo is superior to Cowboy Bebop because I feel like the characters are. I rather hang out with Jin and
100%. They're more complex as well. They're way more complex. The story's more interesting, personally.
I don't know if I'd say they're more complex. I like Jin maybe, but and like Mugen, like his backstory is interesting.
More complex than not more complex than Spike. Spike's kind of one-dimensional, kind of. You don't think?
He was a gang member. He fled the gang
as the show goes on.
Yeah, his girlfriend that he fell in love with was tasked with assassinating him. She didn't. She was captured. Like, I don't know. I think Spike's
but he's like, through all of those, he's like, cool, whatever. Like, there's not much. I wouldn't say
because he's a badass.
Yeah, but I just say like, at least in Samurai Champloo, there's like kind of like character development.
The reason Samurai Champloo is better to me is the samurai who smells of sunflowers, and everybody knows. Well, not everybody knows, but sunflowers don't have a smell. Mm-hmm. I think that I wanted to watch the whole show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I wanted to watch the whole show because I'm like, who is this dude that smells like nothing?
Also, Spike carries so hard for Cowboy Bebop. Like Cowboy.
No.
Go ahead.
What's the girls with the gizmo with the glass?
We don't know. I don't even know her name.
The aviator shades or whatever. I even like the dog.
Faye Valentine.
Faye Valentine sets the bar for like baddie.
I don't like
she's
her.
Super attractive.
That's funny. Yeah.
She has periods of likable and unlikable throughout the show. By the end of it, I really liked her.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop reminds me of Lupin a little bit, but
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, they're the same voice actor in English.
Oh wow!
I didn't. I never.
It's Steve Bloom. Yeah.
And by the way, if you've never seen either of these shows, watch them in English because the dub is really good for both. I don't say that about every show. There are certain shows that you should watch in the Japanese, but Cowboy Bebop and Samurai
I will
Champloo,
say these are the best. That's one thing I couldn't say about them is that they have amazing American or English
Death Note
dub.
And Death Note. And Death Note.
Yeah.
Death Note too, yes.
Naruto too.
And speaking of, we'll do the trifecta because they're all made by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Now that
Space Dandy
is
one
of the greatest endings.
I haven't finished it. I was trying to tank it this week. I'm in season 2, but I can already tell that I'm going to like it better. And I've heard you talk about the ending being great. It's a short, self-contained show. It's 2 seasons.
Incredible.
And the worst episodes are still very good, and the best episodes are works of art in and of themselves.
It might have a better ending than Berserk. Because technically Berserk can't end for
yeah,
and for being a comedy and having such an great story that all gets tied in together at the end and has all of the questions answered, no spoilers. It is it is good, dude.
So shout out to a couple of my favorite episodes. The race is one of my favorite
100%.
episodes. I forget the exact name, but when they're racing and the guy, the blue-haired guy is like, "Oh, is this what love is?" And then Dandy goes into the future. Love that one. I love. I think the episode's called "Even Vacuum Cleaners Can Feel Love, Baby." QT falls in love with an espresso machine.
Right.
So good. The alternate realities one, which is the season 2 opener.
Great score too. Great, beautiful music.
All 3 of these shows have an exceptional score.
I have a lot of even without vocals. I have a lot of the Space Dandy soundtrack in my playlist.
We need to do a tier list of best OSTs.
I would love
these
that.
3 are going to be in contention. Well, at least these 2 are in contention for the number 1 spot. I can already tell you.
Naruto's got incredible music.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Well, one thing I want to comment on that trio. The reason I'll say Samurai Champloo, I think Space Dandy is good, but I don't know if it's better than Bebop, but it's arguable. But the real cool thing about Space Dandy and Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe, who is the main director, he brought on some of some of the best anime directors to direct each episode. So each episode sometimes has a different art style.
And you can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
That was another one I was going to say is the episode where they go fishing for this fish, and Dandy ends up on this world that's it's got a lot of mud, but he makes friends with this little kid who likes to fish, and the animation is out of this world, pun intended, in that episode. I don't always notice it, but some of the Space Dandy episodes have some.
I think you're talking about Masaki Yuasa's episode.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
all 3 of these shows are absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
absolutely beautiful.
All right, so
I feel like they set the bar for what A tier should be.
Yeah,
A tier or S tier?
A tier. S tier is a movement. You feel me?
Of story.
You feel me?
You guys can hash that out in your own time.
It's I think those are character-based shows. Right. Like each episode's about a character.
So another show. So the show that inspired Space Dandy is Trigun.
Okay.
I love this show, but I cannot, in good conscience, put it in A tier because there is a lot of filler. I love Trigun. The original. It's
incomplete too.
Yeah.
The ending feels pretty complete.
It's an anime original ending, but it's still good.
Yeah. To me, the anime is complete.
The manga's not finished for Trigun.
No. They went their old way, just like Full Metal. The first.
It wasn't finished at the time when the show finished airing. But the ending to the show is so good that I don't even really care that much. It's one of those shows where I couldn't recommend it because there's a lot of filler in it. But I love it. I love Trigun to death. Part of it was growing up with it on Adult Swim. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, keep going. My bad.
I think the character designs in this are also top notch.
Yep.
The Gung Ho Guns.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vash the Stampede himself have awesome character designs.
Absolutely.
And then Millie and Meryl are also end up being low-key beasts because in the beginning
that's why
they're
I'm
just
saying, like, you have this with Goblin Slayer.
Right.
because I think this is partly my personal taste coming in.
Of course.
Because as much as I love the Gung Ho Guns, I also can acknowledge that two of them get killed off in the same episode by one of the other Gung Ho Guns without them even using their abilities. And I wanted to see them do shit. And in the manga, they do some shit. But in this, like,
That's fair.
But I think it like, and the last 10 episodes of the show are absolute Kino S tier. But you have like 20 episodes before that are kind of hit or miss. Like some of them are really good. The one with the Nebraska twins is a classic. But then you'll have some like that are just kind of ass. So I love the original Trigun. I do kind of want to read the manga.
There's two.
But I do not want to see the new anime, even though I've heard it's good.
Whoa.
You can't see the lesbian haircut in this, but I don't really love the
No,
new
season two, he gets the haircut back. But
what's that? The Trigun remake that you just put up?
Yeah.
Trigun Stampede is one of the is the greatest CG anime of all time.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll check it out. I'll put it at the top of
The first episode.
But
if that doesn't catch your attention, then you could leave it. But
okay.
Knives in this show is fucking insane.
He's pretty menacing in the original, if not just for the fact that the Gung Ho Guns would rather die than go back with failure to him. Like I don't know. I think Knives is pretty menacing. Plus, he has the best track. So, aside from the fact that this show inspired Cowboy Bebop, this is absolutely, if we were doing OSTs, Trigun's right next to these guys in terms of OST. The original show is one of the best soundtracks of any anime I've ever heard.
Pretty good English dub too. I think it's the voice of Ichigo from Bleach.
Johnny Young Bosch. It is. Yes, it's the voice of the guy from Bleach, aka Adam, one of the not exactly original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but the Asian guy that replaced Zack, the Black Ranger.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mr. Anime, he was so bold before this episode started, and it can't even.
Well, no, you're actually.
You guys are a wealth of knowledge. Don't,
well, no. He's really impressing me because you understand. My mom.
I am impressed. I was not expecting this amount of anime as well. I did not think that you were gonna have this diverse of a. I thought you were gonna.
Well, his knowledge of each anime.
Yeah.
And he's only been in the game for a couple of years. You understand? My mom.
Sure.
My mom bought me Ninja Scroll when I was 5. I have the first ever American release of the first Dragon Ball manga volume. My mom got me into manga as a kid, and you know ball, bro. So I fuck with you.
I respect. I will say you know ball. You don't know.
Don't get too excited because there are a few left on here that I haven't seen, but we'll get to those. So like Rurouni Kenshin, I've seen episodes of it. It's was good as a kid. I would probably revisit it, but it's definitely after Outlaw Star. It's not like super high. So I have a couple like that on here before we get too excited. But I appreciate it. All right, so let's knock out the ones that I haven't seen that I want to. Steins Gate, I've heard is incredible. This is actually probably closer to the top of my list.
Steins Gate and Code Geass, those are the two that I've heard great things about and have not watched.
Code Geass is insane.
I was going to put Akira on this list. Akira also belongs either in A or S tier. I think that Akira is a phenomenal movie. It's not exactly a meme, but it's like, because it was one of the first anime movies.
It's kind of a meme. It's definitely memed quite often.
It is really good though. It is like the animation on it is phenomenal. The story is not at all what you think it's going to be when the movie starts. It's a self-contained story. The end is a little bit like very I don't know how you describe it, like
and for
psychedelic or
for like 1988. Like
yeah, it's a really good movie.
It's a timeless. Yeah, it's one of the only anime that it's animated on ones, which means that each frame is a picture that is drawn.
Like
24 frames.
Wow.
Yeah, each frame, each second is 24 pictures that someone drew.
Wow. I did not know that.
Another interesting thing I just want to say about Akira as well is that the creator of the manga is also the director of Akira, and the manga is way fucking bigger, like, and longer. And for him to choose what he chose to make it a movie, the things he cut out, and just because that's what we get mad at people who make manga anime now. Like, they cut out certain things or they change certain things. So to see the creator,
what's something he cut out?
It's things are just the whole like gang culture. You don't really see it. You only see it in the beginning for a little bit.
True.
And then you see the one fight or whatever. But and the whole the scientist place, like the lab or whatever, you see like more of a backstory of that being done. But and there's another plot I'm fucking missing up. But it's just crazy.
I do love Japanese like gang culture. I do think it's fascinating. Like Windbreaker,
yes,
Yu Yu Hakusho. Like I do.
No, but like if you research like gang culture in the 80s, they were riding there was motorcycle gangs everywhere. But I just think it's interesting about the creators' choices to cut out which parts of the story to make this fucking very hard to make a movie. You know what I mean? Like, one frame a second is insane. Most anime is on 4s or 3s. Homie did it on 1s. Crazy.
Yeah. I'll just add Akira real quick. I think for me, I would put Akira probably in A tier. Sorry.
I believe it's an S tier.
I was gonna say A tier, but it's timeless. It is not. It's like Spirited Away. It's like 10, 20 years, 30 years from now, I could sit down and still fully watch all of Akira.
You'll never watch a movie that's on 1s. That's why it's just timeless. You'll never see a movie that looks like that.
It's also easier because it is a movie as opposed to like an entire anime. But it is.
Akira slide.
You guys have sold me. I will put it on the list right now, and then I'm going to bump it right into S.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, S tier is a movement. Akira's like beyond a
I'm not sure where I'd put it. I'm going to leave it here for now. I might revisit it.
Was the first big it was the first big anime in America before Dragon Ball.
I think Akira goes right after Death Note, personally.
Yeah.
I think it goes Death Note, then Akira.
More than Space Dandy.
And I love Space Dandy. Space Dandy and the first season of Rising of the Shield Hero. Those are probably two of like the best endings to like story arcs or that I've ever known. Rising of the Shield Hero, season 1, like you don't have to watch season 2. Season 1 is a complete story, and it is some of the best character development that's ever been out there.
Okay. Other shows that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Dr. Stone. I don't know if it's good or bad. I confused it with Steins Gate.
Okay.
I'll put it in. I'm going to take your recommendation. Mm-hmm. Soul Eater. I started watching this. I got to about episode 15 or 16, and it's kind of boring.
It's Aaliyah's favorite anime.
Yeah, that's the first anime
that I'm very sorry, but it's kind of.
Aaliyah says, "I'm sorry, I was corrected." Aaliyah says JoJo is her favorite anime, but Soul Eater
is it is too much perverted gags in it. Way better manga.
That is something I noticed when I talk about grab a titty, get slapped in the face. Soul Eater's got that.
It is over the top with the fan service to a degree, and also
it's just Maki's
weird
dad.
A lot of them are like kids. But
no, it's just Maki's dad. He's just annoying.
It's also the fact that the lore is like connected to Fire Force, kind of expands it beyond D for me.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's all right.
I think Soul Eater has my favorite depiction of witches in anime.
More
even though there's only a
She's bad. I saw the first witch that turns into a cat or whatever.
No,
And
what is it? Konosuba. Konosuba is that has a great witch in it.
I never seen that.
It's
That's
a comedy.
I think.
It's a comedy. She's
Yeah.
a terrible witch, but it's fun.
Okay.
Oh, would you call Frieren a witch?
All right. Another show that I haven't seen and I had no interest in it, but then I've heard it's actually good. I don't know. Is Fruit Basket?
Should
I check it out?
That's
Hit or miss to me.
That's Kate's favorite anime. She has told me for at least 8 years.
It seems like a chick show. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I've heard that
supposedly
like,
it goes beyond that, and that
really
there's real wholesome and love and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, the Fruits Basket is one of those animes that the tone switches after a certain episode. So you have to like invest in being tricked. You don't know what you're getting into.
Okay.
Let's fill up some of these bottom tiers. Ass Class. I
saw.
I saw like.
Wow. All right, this is the worst tier list.
I saw like 12 episodes, and I think it's actually dog shit.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
I should add another tier that just says actual dog shit.
You're
Miss
crazy.
Bitch. Come on,
dude.
Remember Mrs.
Wait. How much? Wait. Tell what do you know again of Assassination Classroom?
He said 4 episodes, bro.
4 episodes? You weren't into it after 4 episodes? The first...
No. I said like 10.
Wow. Dude, you're...
Yeah, it's I don't know. The whole premise to me...
What did you eat that week?
And I don't mean this in a negative way. It just seems kind of gay. And I'm not gay, so it just doesn't...
I feel like he, because he didn't grow up watching how Japanese comedy, like it's not for the comedy is not for you, but the story is there, bro.
I think if you grew up in the age of school shootings, it's probably hits much closer to home. But for me, it's just
dude.
Shit.
The kids. I mean, every single character. That's the other thing.
Well, he didn't meet 2 of the kids yet. He didn't meet 2 of the kids yet.
Every single character. Well, not every single character, but like the main,
the red-haired kid.
Yeah,
he didn't meet him yet.
Yeah, he didn't meet them. He didn't meet some characters, but man, it is pretty good. It's hurtful to put it there.
Well, again, I'm doing the objective version first, then you guys can follow up.
Objective.
Actually, I think
crazy.
As I'm looking at this,
objective view is crazy.
as I'm looking
I'm not gonna
at this,
let you slide us like that.
There's one other show that goes in the literal ass category. Do you guys want to guess what it is?
Is it Gurren Law again?
He's gonna put JoJo.
If he puts JoJo in there, he is gay.
It's because he didn't.
Tokyo Ghoul's first season. I love. Hold on.
They fucked that show. They fucked that show up.
Hold on.
He's a huge fan of Tokyo Ghoul.
No. It was the most disappointed I ever was at the start to a second season because I was so invested in the tragedy in the first season. This kid experiences incredible tragedy.
Better manga.
Him having to be forced into isolation out of fear of being discovered is awesome. I don't even know that as a
real quick.
I don't even know that as a trope anywhere else.
Let me give my thoughts on this real quick because every time you say it starts with a tragedy, it's like Xanax. I just start falling asleep. So
tragedies are what wake me up. You're desensitized.
I love the concept of a show about ghouls that eat flesh, and despite it being another magical little boy story.
Magical boy, that doesn't even count. Wait. You can't even put that in magical little boy.
Let him finish.
He's half human, half ghoul because he gets a surgery.
Yeah, that's not magic. It's a curse. If anything, it's
he's
a
negative. Special little boy he's the only one that can bring the ghouls and the people together.
I think it's more sci-fi than fantasy, but
it's. Yeah, I loved the concept. I do love that the ghouls are living right next to humans in society, and they have to stay.
It's a vampire story.
They're eating flesh.
Yeah, vampire.
But then there's an episode, I don't know if it's episode 1 or 2, where they're talking about how ghouls can't eat people food or they get sick.
That's my favorite scene.
And
is his discovery.
40-minute scene where this bitch is trying to eat a croissant.
That was incredible. Oh wait. Are you talking about the girl or are you talking about him?
The girl, and she's eating a croissant.
I'll have to leave in like 10 minutes.
Because she has to fit in. That totally makes sense.
It's one of the shittiest scenes in all of anime.
Dude, him discovering that he is a ghoul, you weren't moved by that?
That was good. That was solid. Right. I liked when he discovers that he's a ghoul.
I didn't
moved by that in the torture scene like you did at the end, but other than that,
no, it's not the torture scene. That's not what got me. That's like 4 episodes in. It's when he did you finish the first season? Spoilers.
Yeah.
When his friend dies in his hands, that he's been forced to like fight this whole time. Like that to me, like
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember? His friend dies in his arms.
I remember him realizing he's a ghoul because that's when I found out that the Japanese have cheeseburgers that come in pouches, which was fucking like that was the most horrific thing in the show.
That was so cool, and what a great reveal. That is one of the great that's up there with some of the Attack on Titan.
I don't know if it was a reveal. I mean, it was kind of like you kind of know from the name of the show. Also,
no, if you're going in not knowing, if you're going in not understanding, like you go in without spoilers, then you
I think the theme song is so annoying. I think it's like it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Wait.
And then the piano. I hate that song. The intro song.
Is it that one? That's so hard, dude. Your soul is
one of the worst. It's one of the most annoying anime intros ever. Yeah, fucking hate it. All right, I think that covers the literal ass tier.
Inuyasha, you ruined it. You ruined my respect I was giving you.
I did really enjoy Inuyasha as a kid. You're
putting Inuyasha above Tokyo Ghoul and Assassination Classroom.
Ass Class? Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Oh my god! Just for the meme. You're doing it for the meme because you like that you can call it Ass Class. That's what the entire purpose of your argument. Your entire argument is the fact that you can call it Ass Class.
I did get that from Scamboli, but it's so fitting. It's so fitting.
Ass Class. You fucking.
All right.
The objective anime tier list. Kiss my ass.
I'm trying to get through these. Demon Slayer C tier. I don't think we need to discuss that.
Kill yourself. What? Kill yourself.
No. So we argue this
the greatest season in any anime ever. Again, I stand on that.
Again,
wait. We need Kyle's opinion because Kyle was with you on this until I forced him. It wasn't even me. It was the fact that me and Clarence both went in on it. We need Kyle back. We gotta wait for Kyle. Kyle.
Yeah. What happened,
bro? He put Demon Slayer C tier. I want to hear where you are in Demon Slayer. What you feel about it now?
So Demon Slayer.
Show me your face, baby. Look at me in the eye.
I have a lot of gripes with it. But
prior to where did you get to it? By the way, where are you in it now?
And I need to watch the Infinity Castle, which is on.
But you finished Entertainment District, right?
Yes. It's a show that progressively gets better, and doesn't expand itself. Like Naruto got bigger and bigger at a certain point,
right?
Like Demon Slayer, it's just like Inuyasha. There's an overarching villain, and they get to him.
Right. It is a linear story. We don't have to branch off into other aspects because we have enough to worry about right here. So it is a linear story. C tier is an egregious. It's a misunderstanding. I would.
I'm not watching 2 seasons of a mid show to get to one good season.
There's no 2 seasons. It's incredible. Entertainment District is my favorite season in any anime ever. I love Entertainment District. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. It has. I can't think of a fight outside of maybe Naruto Sasuke. I don't know a fight that I was more invested in than Entertainment District. Oh well, JJK also has. Dude,
I don't know.
No way.
JJK, I have not finished it, but from what I have seen, it is phenomenal.
Wait, whoa. Did you didn't even get to season 2 in JJK, did you?
No, I haven't, but it's still phenomenal.
You're in the garbage. Your palate is broken, dude. You've lost all credibility with these last three
picks. Jujutsu Kaisen is actually really, really good. It's hilarious.
I love JJK enough to put it in S tier. It's the first manga I ever finished because I didn't want to wait until the end. I love JJK, and I personally would put it in S tier. You do not deserve it. You do not deserve it. You're still in season 1. Season 1.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, we're talking about their picks. You can't do this. Season 1 is between A and B.
Cigarettes.
No, right. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I think, is an A tier. Perfectly rated. At the very least, very high B. I do love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think that the first season.
How much did you see of Demon Slayer?
Oh my god, he's still on Demon Slayer.
All right, he's starting with this.
I wasn't ready. You guys ripped this Band-Aid off. I wasn't ready.
When you are doing your list, because I'm going to have to move these.
I'm asking you questions about your own list. How far did you get in Demon Slayer? That's all I want to know. Inquiring minds, people who watch this would want to know how far you got. Season 1.5.
Yeah.
Did you get to the movie? So
I don't know where's the movie.
No, season 1. You watched season 1. All you watched was season 1, which was still good.
The last thing I remember is I want to say there was a demon that kicks a ball around in the courtyard.
I would put season 1 and season 1 of Demon Slayer and season 1 of JJK both in B tier, and then they would gradually climb further and further the further on their storylines go.
Season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen is better in every facet than Trigun, and honestly, I would say even JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, season 2,
it's hilarious, it's heartfelt, the action's great, the animation's phenomenal, the music's great.
Season 2 renders season 1 of JJK forgettable.
That's very exciting for me.
No, it's season 2 renders season 1 of JJK like unimportant.
That's exciting for me.
Season 1 of JJK is not important compared to once you get to season 2 and then move on with that. You're muted, Kyle.
Okay.
I don't know if you're doing stuff. I'm thinking he's doing stuff. We're good.
Last few haven't seens. Monster, I want to see. I've heard it's really good.
It's great.
I don't know what this is.
Food Wars.
Oh, I do want to watch this.
Food Wars is the only. Great. So I notoriously hate titties in anime, but
right, specify. I've seen your girlfriend.
It's right, but has some of the best like characters because they each have their own style of food, and it's just dope. It's a dope exploration of what you could do in your kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
I would say Food Wars and Dr. Stone are of a similar vein where they're both fascinating animes. They both will teach you something. Food Wars more so than Dr. Stone. Because a lot of Dr. Stone, like Food Wars, you could use tomorrow. You could go and buy those ingredients and use tomorrow. Dr. Stone is more about like surviving in like the wilderness without like tools, perhaps.
My gripe with Dr. Stone is I haven't finished it, but it's a sci-fi anime led by a fantasy tragedy. I don't understand.
I wouldn't even consider it as much tragedy because it's not even tragic, the things that happen. Like even though there's like this crazy awful thing, it's not very like melancholy, you know. It's not very like. I guess it's kind of tragic. Maybe it's because the music is so like positive and high BPMs. It didn't necessarily feel like a tragedy.
Oh. All right, so that covers all of the not scenes for the most part. So I'm not.
Can you do Yu Yu Hakusho? Can you please do Yu Yu
Hakusho? I've been wondering.
All right, so Yu Yu Hakusho.
Definitely do My Hero after.
Yeah, so Yu Yu Hakusho. Well, let's do it now because I haven't seen it, but I want to see it. I've heard it's good.
My Hero, the last season made me cry.
I didn't want to watch it when it came out because it seemed like the worst things about anime mixed with the worst things about the Marvel movies, but I've only heard good things from everyone all the time. I've never heard someone.
It's got great pacing. You're not waiting forever for things to happen. Like shit is moving.
Yeah. This is actually probably closer to the top of my list, in fact.
I love My Hero from start to finish. One of my tattoos was inspired by My Hero. My Hero Academia is great.
Okay.
But I have Naruto and Luffy both tattooed directly onto my body. So, all
right.
I just want to claim that I was reading the manga before the anime ever came out. Told Kavan.
He told me I will give him credit eternally. He gets credit for My Hero and Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
And One Punch Man.
Hell yeah! All right, Yu Yu Hakusho. I adore this show. I don't think it belongs in S tier, but I adore this show. Not. My biggest gripes with it happen for the most part in the first season. I think the first episode's great. I think that one place where it fails, 2 arcs
are terrible.
Is when he's going in Genkai's tournament to
what's that?
He has to fight
tournament?
That guy that can
No. It's the
Genkai's.
Genkai's like training, like competition or whatever to see who will become her disciple.
In order to
he gets lucky in like 3 out of the 5 fights he has to do. The one where he takes her lit cigarette and puts it on the guy's belt is great and shows like, okay, he's a fighting genius. But literally the reason he beats the final guy is because he gets like pond scum in his ears and he can't hear the incantation that the guy does, and so he shrinks himself.
Well, you'd rather be lucky than good, you know?
No,
maybe. I didn't like that.
No, it's a cop-out.
Yeah. I agree.
But I will say the Dark Tournament saga on its own is S tier. If we were doing sagas, Dark Tournament, S tier, no questions asked.
Absolutely.
The side characters are all phenomenal. Yusuke is a great
This is the same argument you gave against Demon Slayer, by the way. Just to point it out.
No, it isn't. I didn't give a shit about the side characters in Demon Slayer.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying the Dark Tournament is S tier. I'm saying Entertainment District is S tier.
Yeah, but the beginning of Yu Yu Hakusho is better than the beginning of Demon Slayer.
One of the best first episodes ever.
The introduction of Hiei and what's his face, the pink haired dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
I love the first episode of Demon Slayer too.
I think it was mid. But the Dark Tournament is like not just is it an S tier, it's kind of iconic. I love all the teams.
It's a yeah.
All the teams are great, but especially the Toguro team with the Toguro brothers and Bui and the guy that can like make invisible grenades or whatever. And you're watching them dominate the competition, and you know Yusuke's got to fight the Elder Toguro, and he's only going to like 20% strength. Again, character design, top fucking notch, especially for a lot of the bad guys. Even some of the like
stakes, his limitations, the fact that he could like only fire his spirit gun once or then twice, and then you slowly see him like learn shotgun, and then him taking the risk of shooting it twice. Like he was strong and resourceful, but he didn't have like overpowered superpowers. You feel me?
Yes.
Like him being limited by the fact that he could only fire his spirit gun once.
And it's not just him. It's like Kuwabara has to fight. I don't know if it's Bui or whoever, but you're like, or he has to fight the old Elder Toguro.
He fights the brother.
Yeah, and you're like, he's gonna fucking die, and like Hiei has to fight Bui, and you're like, I don't know who's gonna win that, and like
Hiei whoops his ass. That was one of
but you remember he's injured for most of the Dark Tournament because he tries to summon the Dragon of the Blackness Flame. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Whoa. But Hiei was injured for most of the tournament, and they didn't even know if he's going to be recovered by the time he has to fight Bui. And so he's cleverness. He uses his wits. He summons the Dragon of the Darkness Flame into his sword instead of his hand because he realizes he can't tame it, and that's how he's able to beat Bui. The team Toguro, and then you find out that the the two guys that aren't the Toguro brothers are there because they want the opportunity to kill the Toguro brothers because the Toguros like slaughtered their family or their tribe or whatever the fuck, the samurai. Anyway, and then the Chapter Black saga was also very good. Chapter Black, really it's crazy how well that held up because coming off the Dark Tournament, I was
exactly. You were like, where are you going to go after the Dark Tournament?
But then you have the whole, I forget what they call them, zones or whatever, and you have like
the Three Kings.
The what?
The Three Kings.
Oh, you're still talking about Chapter Black. Okay, no. Okay.
Yeah, like they get the new psychics who have the ability to create like areas or zones or whatever. And so you have like the guy that has the power of taboo where he can set a rule and if you break it, you lose your soul or whatever. And that was like really cool because it felt like there was actually some spirit detecting going on in the Spirit Detective where they have like Kurama has to face off against that guy and he makes him like laugh to say ha ha and use one of the letters that was banned like that. The whole thing, Yusuke fighting the rival Spirit Detective. I loved that. And yes, Kuwabara seems like he's going to be the most annoying character in the show. And he is easily the best character in the whole show. Kuwabara is...
I don't know.
Kuwabara is great. He's always talking about... He's like, no, I'm not going to... Even though this guy could destroy the earth, I'm not going to fight him if it's not a fair fight because that's what a man does. And it's
his complexity because he starts off as seeming like this one-dimensional bully. Then he shows up at the funeral. You think
that's the first episode,
right? And then he's this idiot, and then you see him study for the test, and then get tripped because the teacher like erased one of his answers. His story was fascinating. I liked Kuwabara's like B story a lot.
I love Kuwabara. I think he's a phenomenal character. And then he kind of becomes the center of Chapter Black because he's the only one that can cut the dimensional barrier. I did fall off a little bit into the Three Kings saga, and part of that was because Genkai had died twice already and came back twice already.
Right, it's Frieza for me. It's like it's the Frieza effect. I'm like, I've had enough Frieza. I don't need her in a different color.
So look, you can't say I don't know Ball because I definitely know Yu Yu Hakusho inside and fucking out.
You lost.
Yu Yu Hakusho has one of the best endings too. I think because it's one of the endings that the story can be continued if they ever wanted to. But the Three Kings arc was very rushed, but I still appreciated it. I didn't like that.
Great romance story. Like you're rooting for.
Yo, bro, when Keiko just go get him and does the spirit gun pose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I get chills thinking about
it. Best 80s music.
Great.
And I'll say this, again, before the Chapter Black saga like officially kicks off when they're chasing down the other psychics. They all have some unique powers, not just the ones that team up with them, but there's the guy that can like throw anything and it hits its target. He's like a sniper and he'll flick like a pair of dice and it'll kill someone like a mile away. And then there's like the doctor that can create diseases. And like, I think all that shit was so well done. Character designs are just top notch. Writing's good for the most part. There's a couple pitfalls. English dub is like
I think you would like Baki villains. Baki villains are very interesting. They have they all have these really weird backstories. Depending on which series you watch, but I like the Baki.
I think he's like I think he's talking about how Yu Yu Hakusho became more abstract. It's like with the powers in Chapter Black because I feel like that's what inspired him. It's the same creator as Hunter.
Yes, I was gonna put Hunter
like you said.
I do want to watch it, but
it's just the dude who created too married the creator of Sailor Moon too, and he's just goated. I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho they rushed him to end it, but that is a good show. Yeah,
Hunter
I love that show
for sure.
All right, so
no,
you don't think Hunter is S tier pacing? It's like you
Hunter. Like Naruto. Yeah, about to say Naruto copied so much from Hunter,
right.
But yeah,
Kurapika is basically Sasuke.
Yeah, and the whole exam arc is taken from Hunter x Hunter too.
All right, so next I'm gonna do Detective Conan. So I used to watch this as a kid. It was on Adult Swim because there was like blood in it and stuff.
Doesn't it have more
episodes
than One Piece?
Say what?
Yes, it's one of the longest running. Yeah.
Yes. It was called Case Closed in the West, which is how I knew it.
That's what that. Yeah, right.
I started watching it recently, rewatching it. It is very, very good. It is if anyone's seen the newer Sherlock that was done, I don't know, it was like a couple years ago, or now it's probably 10 years ago.
Is that Benedict
this show did that before that, and it was again done in like the 80s. There are a few logical leaps that he makes, but it is a well-written show, and I do really enjoy it.
Is it episodic, or is it like?
No, it's
both. It's kind of episodic because there's a murder in every one, or a crime that he has to solve, but there's a continuing story about why he got, or how he got turned into a kid again. So like, it feels less episodic than Samurai Champloo because it's a murder mystery show. So every episode kind of should be its own thing, and then just if I was rating it just on that, on like pacing, like I like the pacing of this better than Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo, because those are shows that feel like it should just be one continuing story. I just want to see those characters going on this journey and getting closer to this journey, and it feels like every episode's kind of a side quest. And there's pluses and there's minuses to that. Say what?
It is a side quest, and they never and the show still hasn't like. So if you only seen the English version, they only did 3 arcs for the English, but they still haven't found they only explored the organization. I think it's the Black Society or some shit like that. Yeah. And they still don't find them in their 1,000 episodes, and that's my little gripe with it.
Is it still ongoing?
But yes, bro. Even the manga. So is Hajime no Ippo is still going too.
Oh wow.
I really like.
Still ongoing? I didn't know that. That I didn't know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I like Case Closed, but it's not. It doesn't rise up to the level of these ones, or even like Trigun for me. All right, FMA Brotherhood. I know this is a sin. I'm like 5 episodes from the finish line, but it is an S tier. I don't think I can argue that. I can't believe I'm pushing Berserk 97 down further, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like, I didn't think I was going to like it. Again, the original came out around the same time as Naruto, and I was like, I'm kind of done with anime. And then someone explained just the premise of they try to bring back their mom, and the one kid loses his body and the other one loses an arm and a leg and whatever. And like, I was like, oh, that seems pretty dark. And it like kind of got my interest. And then I finally started watching the show. I didn't know Brotherhood was the Dragon Ball Z Kai of Full Metal Alchemist. It's like a redoing.
It's the one that
it's a
manga. Whereas opposed to the original telling like caught up to the manga, and they had.
But this isn't the animation redone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, it's like, and it's more. I feel like they cut out a lot of filler stuff. I heard too.
It's more.
No, it's not that.
Go ahead, Kyle. You got this.
Let me explain that. Just like the original Full Metal Alchemist was coming out while the manga was being made, they decided to go a different route very early on. Yeah. And the writers are from Square Enix, so the people who did Final Fantasy.
Is that Kingdom
Hearts?
Square Enix, isn't that Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, Kingdom Hearts as well. Yeah. So Square Enix had a part in the writing of the old Full Metal Alchemist. So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has a better ending. I don't like how jokey the Full Metal Alchemist is, even though that is the original tone in Brotherhood or whatever. But I do think that the original Full Metal, not the original, the first Full Metal Alchemist release anime is superior
because they in the Brotherhood they rushed the beginning. So the whole scene where the father turns his daughter into you know what and all that, I'm not trying to give spoilers, was very rushed in Brotherhood, and it's one of the most like heart wrenching things.
It is more impactful in the original than it is in Brotherhood.
Yes, the original is more serious, and I
heard about that
the Seven Deadly Sins better in the original.
It's heavily memed, but when people are doing the memes, I think most people who are impacted by it are more so impacted by the first original.
Yeah,
it's the first dad that's worse than Goku.
So what I love about this show is one, the world feels like it came first and foremost. Like it really feels like the writer, and I believe it's a woman, right? It feels like she designed the world, and then is like, how would
the writer for Full Metal Alchemist is a woman?
I believe so.
Yes. Yeah. So is Inuyasha, and so is Dorohedoro too.
Dorohedoro is the same woman or a different woman?
No, it's a different woman, and she's that's my bitch.
Like I know now, out right now is Gauchi Akuta, and that's by a woman, and that one's pretty fun.
I think that's all right.
I hate the
anime. But yeah, what I love about the show is it feels like the world is complete. And I know it's cliche to say like the world feels like a character of its own, but it really kind of does in this show in a way that like each region feels distinct, like the East versus the like South Desert or whatever versus like the main city that they all kind of are in. And like I wasn't completely sold in the beginning about the like characters named after the 7 deadly sins. But then I was like, okay, they're coming from the homunculus, this like evil being, the, you know, whatever father's minions. I ended up really enjoying that. I think the fight scenes and the animation are incredible. I love how they kind of blend or blur the line between alchemy and like chemistry. Not that you need like a chemistry degree to understand what he's saying, but like Al will be like, oh, you know, he'll create ammonia to like, you know, fuck someone up who has like a really strong sense of smell. And he's like, oh, well, this has nitrogen and this has hydrogen. That's all you need to make ammonia. Like shit like that. And again, I was hesitant because I was worried that it was another magical little boy saves the world, but it turned out to be, first of all, he's not that special. Like he's considered good as an alchemist, but he's not necessarily the best or like a superhero.
He's not Mustang.
Yeah, and who's Mustang is total badass.
Yeah,
love and it's much more of an espionage show, which I was surprised by and fell in love with. It's way more about like
I guess you could
spying on each other and secrets, and I fuck with that heavy because there aren't enough shows like
government collusion,
and you don't know who to trust, and you know people are being quote unquote burned, like they're being, you know, targeted as enemies of the state and shit like that. I absolutely adore that about it. So I still have like 5 episodes left, but I can't see a world where the ending disappoints me. What's up?
Yeah, I have a question. I forget in Brotherhood. Is Scar in Brotherhood?
Yes. Who? I feel like we're losing
Scar's
a little bit.
Scar's in Brotherhood.
Yeah, Scar.
Okay.
But yeah, Roy Mustang, and then the girl Hawkeye. I ended up like she carries her weight. Every character has value to the team that they add, and they bring something to the table. And it does feel like this band of people who were kind of ousted by the government or became disillusioned when they realized what it was doing and are leading a conspiracy, but they're the good guys. It's a deeply enjoyable show. So my mom, in preparation for this episode, I told her it was going to happen. She said she wanted to watch an anime that neither me nor Mr. Sunshine had seen. And I said, it's probably not going to happen. But I said, there are shows that aren't super violent or dark, and I recommended Spy Family, and today I rewatched the first 3 episodes, and it is so good.
It's too wholesome for me.
It's
I don't
so
like
good.
it either.
Yeah, I feel like it's too wholesome for me. I feel like it's like oh, this is cute, but I'm like because it's so cute, I don't take it as serious.
Yeah. His family didn't die in the first episode. It's gay. I got it.
Now
anyway,
you get it. No, now you understand. Now you
it's
understand.
literally such a good
so
show.
Are you saying that Spy Family is so? I feel like I didn't watch the whole season, right? I feel like they were just building this relationship up so much, and something was going to happen in the next. Does it get better throughout? Like, you know what I mean? I just felt like they focused on the relationship too much, the main characters.
Well, so that's the ironic thing to me is they don't get too much into the
right. I have the opposite.
Like as of the end of season 1,
right?
Yeah, as of the end of season 1, they still have no idea about each other except Anya, obviously.
Right.
But and I want to see more of that. It's much more about infiltrating the school to get to the guy Desmond, whatever. And the only reason that name's fresh on my mind is because I rewatched 3 episodes today. But watching the first 2 episodes, I almost cried twice.
For me, I mean, and like you said, it's wholesome. It's beautiful. I'm sorry to cut you off. I can't believe that you almost cried at this. I thought you were soulless because you didn't feel anything for Demon Slayer. But
no, you get off on torture porn. That's you completely misunderstand this. That's why I don't need to see someone getting tortured.
Yeah,
for you, it's an arousal.
All conflict in the story doesn't have to involve death.
Say what?
I said conflicts in story doesn't have to involve death all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. My Hero Academia doesn't.
All right. I can tell everyone's winding down, so I'm going to try to bang this out because we got a few, but I can get through these quick.
All right.
You guys up for some mecha?
Yeah, do it up.
So this is like
I was waiting for you to get to this one.
There's 2 that are not exactly mecha on here, or 3 if you're counting. So Neon Genesis Evangelion, the TV show, the original TV show. I love it. I think it's horrifying and tragic at times, but it's honestly, there's again a ton of filler. You could cut half the content out of it and it would be just as effective, if not more effective, as a story. The ending to the season sucks dick. There's a reason why they made the movie afterwards to compensate for it. I love the concept, and I love the character designs, and I love what he's going for as far as like creating Shinji, who is like this character that he's kind of like meant to be a parody almost of like the main character in an anime. He's a little nervous little boy who doesn't know how to interact with goyles, and you know, he gets all blushes and whatever, but he's also like a whiny loser, and you end up hating him. And the girls around him, you think, oh, it'd be great to have all these girls fawning after you, but they're all like fucked up in these really weird ways where you're like, this is creepy or annoying or whatever. But like the characters have reasons that they're like that, so it works as like, I don't know if it's an intentional parody, but it's like or satire or whatever.
It's a deconstruction of anime.
Yeah, it's a deconstruction of your traditional anime tropes.
I like that,
and it has some really cool concepts, but it also never elaborates on them. It just throws this jargon at you about the Spear of Longinus and the Dead Sea Scrolls and Seele, and then it never quite explains them enough to be satisfying. And like you can kind of put together the pieces, but it's like, again, I'm not playing the fucking video game and reading the supplemental reading materials to try and understand what's going on.
Right.
As a show, I enjoyed it. I know it's a classic. I know a lot of people love it, but I don't think it's as like that great. I don't think it rises up to quality of these. I think for the time when it came out, yes, but that being said, the movie, fire, honestly.
Great movie. Great movie. Damn.
The scene where he jerks off on the girl included.
Yu-Gi-Oh is ahead of Demon Slayer, dude. That's so crazy. And Yu-Gi-Oh is ahead of Tokyo Ghoul. Yu-Gi-Oh You have Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm talking about the end of Evangelion.
You
when he
have
jerks off on the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
girl,
ahead of Tokyo Ghoul, Assassination Classroom, Soul Eater, and Demon Slayer.
We're done talking about these, just so you know.
Sorry.
Can I say something
we'll have
about
our final comments. We'll have our
Can I say something about Evangelion?
Yeah.
All right, so Evangelion, I love your take on the original one. I don't know if you see the movies.
He just
I haven't seen the
movie
newer
out.
movies. I've seen the end of Evangelion, which is this one, but I haven't seen the Evangelion plus 4.0 or whatever.
Well, there's 4 of them. Yeah. So it is the struggle. So Hideki Anno is the creator. He originally worked for Studio Ghibli. If you remember the Nausicaa Valley, whatever, not Valley of the Wind, that huge blob monster, was animated by him by himself. So he has Hayao Miyazaki saw something in him when he was like 19. He did that. So what I think about Neon Evangelion, so that's an original anime. Well, there's no manga, so he got to create an original anime. He is struggling with that story for 30 years. He cannot get over how it was originally animated, so he's redone it a bunch of times because there's different iterations of the same story. And I think
I need to watch the movies.
Yeah, the movies contain the story where you say it feels like filler or whatever, but it really self-contains the story, and I think the better animation helps and stuff like that. There's some stuff that people like more about the old one than the movies, but it's funny. Like if you go into the story of the creator, he just can't get over this one story, dude. He wants to make it perfect.
I get it. Because you know what's weird is when I was watching the show and I finished the end of Evangelion, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, dude, I wish there was an alternate reality where there was a billionaire. Like if I got $1 billion, if I found out I was Elon Musk's sole heir or something, I would buy the rights to Evangelion and try to remake it to like cut out some of the filler. Cause like, it feels like it's so on the cusp of being maybe not a perfect story, but like so much more than it actually ends up being. So I actually incredibly sympathize with that guy fixating on the story, because like the first time you see one of the Evas get cut and bleed is like, oh shit, these aren't robots. These are whatever it is. It's some kind of living thing, right? And you kind of get hints to it, but I'm like, that would be such a great reveal if in the first episode it didn't go berserker mode or whatever, right? Like you could arrange things, like there's little things like that where you could arrange things slightly differently that would give so much more of an impact, and you could cut out certain, like maybe not whole episodes, but parts of certain episodes. And I'm not even reveals. For better reveals, for better pacing.
Can I explain
why? This is why you should watch Attack on Titan.
Can I explain the show why it's fucked up like that though?
I know they had budget problems towards the end.
Well, that was his fault. What was going on is that shows back in the day, they require 26 episodes to be an anime, right? Okay. So there's 52 weeks in a year. They want the anime to be half the year. That's a lot of shows where like even American shows,
right,
like that. So I think the story wasn't 26 episodes. You know what I'm saying? But they made him try to drag this out as long as he could.
That makes sense. That explains.
Yeah.
That is actually so mind-blowing, Kyle, that I'm so glad you're saying this, because like Trigun, I'm pretty sure is 26 episodes. Like,
yeah,
Cowboy Bebop might be 26 episodes.
I think so too as well. Yep. There was like, they were required to do that because that was expected of TV. But I think that he just, I don't know if he was coming up with the story as they were animating or something, but yes. I totally know what you mean.
I will say though that, so I was obviously memeing about the part where he beats off on the girl, but and I think showing the money shot was maybe a little gratuitous, but I get why they did it.
They won't know that you don't feel this way.
I will say though, that movie was really, really good. Otherwise, the fact that like it starts with like a raid on the headquarters and people are just getting fucking wasted, like the amount of blood and what, like And I'm not the guy that needs gore or whatever. Like, we've just litigated that, but it was such a sudden change of pace. And it's like, oh, right, this is like, it's not a war per se. It's because it's, the humans should all be on the same side theoretically, but like, it was so jarring and it feels so fucked up. Like, I was horrified as that was happening. And I'm like, oh, like, it made me realize, like, we forget sometimes how fucking brutal and awful, like, war is. And again, it's not a war. It was more of like an insurgency or something of them trying to stop the human instrumentality project. But when they're going through and they're gunning people down and Shinji starts having another nervous breakdown, it's like, I get it, but also like, dude, you're endangering everyone around you. You need to fucking get to business.
Wait, but hold.
Yeah, dog. Free.
Hold on, but he was forced into this role though as well.
Yeah. I'm talking about in the movie though. He's already been piloting so much. It's like, and he's a kid, and like that's one of the things that I really like about the show is it kind of re-emphasizes that. He definitely.
Yeah, I was just telling Kavan.
We lose Kyle.
Kyle, you're cutting out.
Sorry, I'm driving. Can you hear me?
Kinda, now I can, yeah. Not kinda. We can't see you, so it's definitely still cutting in and out.
I'm sorry. Or then skip me. I was just saying I think it's an exploration of just depression of a child.
Yeah, 100%.
And then
turn your Wi-Fi
with
off.
Like this responsibility and people relying.
I think I can fill in for Kyle here.
Kyle, you're cutting it out. See if you can turn your Wi-Fi off. If it'll help. But we kind of were getting the gist of what you were saying. It was just cutting in.
I'm going to do the best to fill in for you, Kyle, because I think I know what you're going to say. It is an incredible exploration of depression. Basically, all the characters at some point are suffering from some form of depression, and you see it manifest differently, and they have different reasons for it, and you can see that it's not just being sad. It's like legitimate depression, and you see it in these kids, but also the adults. Like Masato is very clearly depressed. Like in the beginning, it's kind of like jokey, like how she drinks 6 beers as she's like letting Shinji stay around, and like her, apartment is filled with like empty beer cans and shit. And she has no food in the fridge. But like as the story goes on, she has like a pretty risque conversation with Kaji, I think his name is. You're like, oh, this chick is like fucked up. Like she's got issues, and not in like a judgmental way. I'm saying that like we all have issues, but that's one thing that this show does really well is that I think it highlights that everyone has issues, and it weirdly like I forget the girl's name, Asuke, the redhead. Like she's really noisy and loud and jabbery all the time and kind of annoying, but like you're like, oh, when you find out her backstory, it's like, yeah, that makes sense why she's like that, and you feel bad for her. Like here, and it's like, yeah, she's also fucked up in the head, and it's a group of people, each one trying to deal with their own trauma, sometimes succeeding and sometimes failing, and then sinking deeper a lot of times into their depression. And that is what the movie is doing for Shinji and Asuka or whatever to some degree. But also, when you're watching it, when you're in the thick of the movie, it's hard not to get pissed at Shinji. I'm going to keep it a buck. Because you're just like, he's kind of a pervert and not pulling his weight. Do I still have you, Mayor Sunshine, or am I talking into the void right now?
No, you got me, dude.
All right, word. All right.
No, well, I'm listening too.
How was that, Kyle? Did that summarize your?
No, 100%. And you went into the adults thing too, which I didn't even think about. But yeah, definitely, it's just like That's why I feel like he had gripes with it, because he was dealing with themes and trying to like have every character within that theme, like, you know what I mean? But 100%. Yeah, you just got to Yeah.
Again, I love the concept of Evangelion. I think the movie is executed well. I think the show leaves something to be desired. I need to rewatch. I need to watch the little movies or whatever the sequel, not sequel, like summary movies.
The remakes of the first season. It's on Amazon. All 4 of them.
Okay. All right. The next show that's kind of a mech show that's not really a mech show.
This is the one I was waiting for. I was
Inuyashiki is really good.
Interesting.
I don't think it's better than Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what? I could see a world where it's better than Yu Yu Hakusho, but
Inuyashiki, I feel like just has great scenes. Like I feel like I feel like Inuyashiki is what you guys think my interest is. Just like tragedy.
Yeah, basically,
like tragedy.
Mine was murder and blood and like you getting an erection.
See, like I don't think Inuyashiki does it for me. Like I think it has incredibly fascinating scenes, but overarching story, I didn't think it like
the finger gun battle is great. I love bang 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 bang.
That's what I'm saying. Like
if you've never seen it, it's on Amazon Prime. It's like 6 episodes. Each one might be an hour long. Basically, an old man gets cancer. He has the shittiest life imaginable. Some young kid is walking in the park at nighttime around him. They both get killed in an alien spaceship crash. So the aliens leave behind 2 of their androids to replace them to cover up the evidence of their crash. And even though
consciousness.
Yeah, and then they leave and they're like, even though they're like military grade androids, it doesn't matter. The planet's gonna get killed by a comet in a couple days. Unbeknownst that the characters don't realize that, but they start to realize that they have these cybernetic abilities. And what's interesting about it is, and this had to be pointed out to me, is it's an interesting meditation on what it means to be alive. The kid feels alive when he hurts and kills other people, and the man feels alive when he's saving lives and helping people. And they're both kind of struggling with the fact, like, am I even still alive, or am I an android that's just meant to mimic being a human?
True. That's fascinating perspective. I thought it was just like the contrast between like the concept
young and the old.
The young and the old, but also like the decision making when it comes to powers, since they're given the exact same powers and use them in opposite ways. I thought it was just like how the choices in life like make you who you are, almost to it.
I didn't realize it until like almost near the end, but you can hear the characters will say things like, "This is what makes me feel alive."
No, you're right. When you said it that way, absolutely, I agree.
It is a good show. It is very, very intense at certain moments. Sometimes horrifying.
I would say it has the most tragic, more than anything else. More than redo of Healer, even. I would say it has the most insane, like, awful scene, like, not for the weak. There's a lot of, like, mindless murder, but specifically...
There are 2, in particular, stomach-churning scenes.
Spoilers, let's just talk about them.
I've never seen this show, by the way, but I wanted to see it. So you're gonna hate me, Kavan. I haven't been watching subbed, and I know this is a sub-only show.
Sometimes you have to watch.
I gotta watch it.
Like
it's a fun. No, I watched it with subs. It was great in subs.
I mean, I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to watch it with dub. He's saying he hasn't been watching everything sub. He's been watching some stuff in dub, and it's just the fact that we're adults. We're busier. It was one thing when we can like sit on the couch and just sit there and watch stuff.
This is the reason I haven't finished Jujutsu Kaisen, by the way, is because I started watching it in subs and I got used to the characters' voices, and I cannot watch it any other way.
I agree.
And lately I'm watching anime when I'm building Gundam, so I'm not always looking up at the screen, so I haven't been able to get to it.
JJK is one of the ones where I attempted to watch it in dub while I was doing other things and went back to sub. There are certain shows where I'll like go to dub if I'm like trying to get something done, but like there are certain instances where I'm like the dub like American voice actors are either trying to be too cool,
modern American.
Some shows it's rare. Some shows are superior for the dub. Like Space Dandy is easily. I tried watching the sub, and the dub is 100 times better for Space Dandy, like which makes sense.
They missed the mark on QT. Emotion.
Yeah.
On what did you say, Ron?
In the Japanese version of Space Dandy, QT sounds like shit.
Okay, QT specifically.
But like Space Dandy makes sense because it's a show that's kind of like the character of Dandy is inspired by American culture, so he's a very like it makes sense to have an American voice act him, and you know the voice of QT is really good. Most shows, I'll agree. For me, it's hit or miss as to what's a better sub or dub. One Punch Man, it's sub only.
There's also like environmental things that I hadn't realized until like I researched more. Sometimes like the American versions of shows won't have like the licensing for music and so like you won't realize.
Yes.
But like some things fall flat because they don't have like the orchestra behind them, just really selling the moment.
Yeah, sorry that I'm fading into the Mushroom Kingdom.
Wait, so did you watch Demon Slayer in sub?
I watched it in dub.
Man,
is that the reason that I hate it?
I would recommend just watching the movie because season 1 is okay, and for me it wasn't enough to move me. But I loved the movie. The movie has a phenomenal ending and doesn't end in the way that you would imagine or predict.
We got 10 more shows to get through. I feel like we've beaten Demon Slayer to death.
All right, we'll talk about it more when we get to it. But like
we talked about it last time too.
You gotta watch the movie. You gotta watch the movie.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. All right, Gundam Wing. So as mentioned, I just recently got really into building Gundams.
Right.
And so I started rewatching Gundam Wing because I watched it when I was a kid.
Right.
It has decent reviews online, and everyone says that the movie kind of redeems it. I think this show is not as good as everyone thinks. There is good stuff in it. The characters are interesting. Sorry, I just gotta fix this. The characters. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I don't want to talk about Demon Slayer anymore. The characters are good, but they're all emo as fuck. Hiro Yui, the main character, is constantly trying to kill himself. Not because he's like depressed, but he's just like he's all about the mission, and he can't let the enemy get his secrets. And so his solution to literally every problem is I'm just going to blow myself up. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So they also reuse a lot of animations for fights like towards the middle of the show.
Gross.
Oh yeah.
He peeped.
There's some where it's like it's hilarious cuz like so they introduced this Gundam called the Wing Zero. It's the prototype for all the other Gundams. And the first time they introduce it, he has his Buster Cannon, it's called. It's this big gun that splits into two guns. And he does this thing where he's shooting out at the sides and he spins around. And the first time you see it, you're like, whoa, that's really cool. And then you see it the second time, and you see it the third time, and eventually it's almost a meme for me, at least watching it. I was like, all right, so like the halfway mark for the episode, let's see the Wing Zero spin around with his two guns again. But yeah, the characters, they're not all super likable. I actually wrote up a full review of Gundam Wing that I am hoping to one day eventually record and post to this YouTube channel, or maybe next time I'll kind of read through it. But Duo Maxwell is easily the best pilot of the five. Hiro Yui is the edgelord, who is constantly trying to blow himself up.
Yeah.
And then
he's like the OG edgelord.
Yeah, and then is it Wu Fei or Liu? It's not Liu Kang. That's Mortal Kombat. Wu Fei is like straight up cancer. He is just setting everyone back all the time. Literally the ranking goes Duo, Katra, Troa Barton, then I almost called him Hiei because they're both edgy. Hiro Yui, and then several tier gaps, and then Wu Fei. Wu Fei is ass.
I'm impressed that you. Well, I guess you did just watch it, but I haven't seen it in so long. But
I feel like a hot take. I feel like mecha anime has to be judged within its genre. I don't think you can compare. I
hard disagree because I am tired of you Gen Z Zoomers saying, "Oh, I'm just not that into mecha anime." Mech anime is awesome. It's giant robots blowing each other up. That's so much cooler than fucking Grim Reapers.
Gundam fights are some of the worst mecha fights.
They are lackluster. They're
so clunky and slow, and it's just like they're only oriented in like 3 or 4 ways where I'm leaning forward or I'm leaning backwards or I'm leaning left or I'm leaning right, and it's like it's very limited.
That's a very lukewarm take because first of all, yes, absolutely. I say that as a fan of the show. I was much more interested in the characters than I was in the fights. Right. All the explosions are just the flickering yellow circle.
Yeah.
And Gundam Wing, I don't think they had the budget to make like a really good show.
We're also looking at it with like contemporary view as opposed to like.
I think, but I really think mecha anime do not follow a shonen or seinen like tropes, or not that everyone anime has to, but I do think mecha anime is so different from the rest of the I feel like mecha is originally an anime concept, and I feel like it's so different from everything that you see in American media and even in Japanese media. Besides Gurren Lagann, I feel like that's really more shonen, but I don't know.
I can see that. I don't know. I
Megas XLR had better robot fights than Gundam fights.
This motherfucker.
Then Gundam Wing, absolutely. I can
Megas XLR, which was he would drive a car with a steering wheel. His giant robot used a steering wheel to drive and had better fights than the Gundam fights.
Fucking awesome.
I agree. I'll say the one fight in Gundam Wing that's really good and I would argue is probably better than most of the stuff in Megas XLR is literally the final fight between the Epion and the Wing Zero. But other than that, you're 100% correct. And as much as I like building Gundams and I love the concept of Gundams, you are 100% correct in that. And also the characters are kind of ass in Gundam Wing as well. So
I'll send you a Megas XLR figurine to build.
So Endless Waltz is the movie, and
Gundam movie?
Say what?
Nah.
It's a Gundam movie?
It is a Gundam movie.
It's a Gundam movie. It's technically a sequel to the show Gundam Wing.
I haven't seen this
one. It has one of the best titles ever because Endless Waltz is just such an evocative title.
I do like it. Absolutely.
Of like the back and forth of war and how no one's ever going to be satisfied. And of course ends with world peace. All the characters have new Gundams, even though canonically speaking, story-wise, they should be the exact same ones from the show. Wu Fei is even more of a cancer than usual. Hiro Yui probably tries to kill himself again. I think Endless Waltz is honestly not that good. The animation is top-notch. If you want... So, I agree with you. Every fight in Gundam Wing is inferior to every fight in Megas XLR. Endless Waltz, that's probably not true, but Megas XLR is still probably a better show holistically than
I'll give
Gundam
it a shot.
Wing.
97.
The main Gundam, the iconic one with the angel wings, 5 minutes of screen time. in the movie. It's so fucked.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was so disappointing.
That's obviously what like draws your eye immediately.
Of course, it's on the cover of the box.
Right.
The movie starts with the characters blasting their Gundams into the sun because they think they've achieved world peace. Then there's some kind of rebellion, so they have to get them back. They get them back. The first thing Hiro does is Wu Fei shows up to fuck everything up and starts fighting with them, and for no reason. They're his allies, by the way. So Hiro Yui tanks the Wing Zero to the bottom of the ocean, which means that not only in the anime, but in the movie, 90% of the time that elapses, Hiro Yui's Gundam is underwater, not being piloted, which is bananas that they made the same mistake. I will say,
right, there's not
when he shows up for that 5 minutes, he is straight up aura farming. The bad guys are in this bunker, and Hiro shows up with his Gundam, and he has his Buster Cannon that's like the strongest gun in the show. And they're like taunting him. They're like, you can't, even with your gun, you're not going to get through our bunker. You can try as much as you want. And he just goes, Roger that, and starts firing down at them. Absolute aura farming, but the Gundam immediately gets blown up as soon as it breaks through the bunker. Like a bunch of dipshit little fucking drones take him out. So fucking disappointing. The designs are phenomenal. The animation, it doesn't even look like the same show. The difference in quality. There is nary a flickering yellow bubble to be seen in Endless Waltz.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch Spy Kids?
Yes, long time ago though.
Do you remember Spy Kids 2 when they end up inside the video game?
I think that's 3, but yes, I do.
There's the
that was the 3D one.
Yes, you're right. It was the third one because the second one's when they're on the island. So the third one, they're talking about the guy, and there's all this...
Oh yeah, and he shows up and then he gets killed instantly.
Immediately.
It's basically that, except he does manage to fire his weapon, and he is so badass when he does that, but immediately gets blown up, and then Hiro Yui saves the day, and nobody dies. There's no tragedy, which, again, I don't need tragedy, but if you're going to name your movie Endless Waltz, and it's about the endless nature of warfare, someone should die, probably, right?
Most likely,
like,
absolutely.
Nobody dies. The whole point is they're in a war.
Especially following up after, like, Evangelion.
A show where people die. Yeah,
right.
People die in the original in Gundam Wing. So people say that Endless Waltz is a masterpiece. They are absolutely, like, deranged. All right, last mecha show. Gurren Lagann. For me, this is an S tier. I loved Gurren Lagann. I think
people have been trying to sell me on Gurren Lagann for years, and everything.
You never seen it?
I keep starting it, and I think what happened is I had a major spoiler, and I've never gotten to the spoiler, but because I'm anticipating it,
What was your spoiler?
All right, spoilers. The glasses guy dies, right?
Oh yeah, but that's not even like that crazy, I don't think.
Really? Okay.
You're more invested into the main character's journey, I feel like.
He is great. The glasses guy is great, but he's like, it doesn't ruin the show that, like, to know that he dies. Here's what I'll say. The first episode of Gurren Lagann, I loved it. I was fully invested in that. But I'd say
it was also a bit ridiculous. I was like, for me, I'm sorry to have cut you off. The fact that they like burst through the ceiling on like the backs of like pigs, and I was like, this is kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know who made the show though?
No, who made it?
Studio Trigger. So they're known for being fucking crazy.
Okay.
Promare, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, Fully Cooley.
Okay.
Well, Fully Cooley was Gainax, but the people who did Fully Cooley left to do Trick. Them niggas is crazy. Inferno
We're losing me again, Kyle.
Kyle, you had us in the first half, but you started cutting out again.
Come on, yes, it's absolutely a crazy show, and it doesn't get any less crazy. It gets crazier to a degree that is impressive. It is like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Kill la Kill in that regard.
All right.
So you have to look at it from that perspective.
The main selling point and the biggest sell I've ever heard towards it is that they said that by the end you'll think that they never should have left the hole.
That's probably not unreasonable. I can see where they're coming from with that. It's more of, I don't want to say it's a comedy, but it's not, like Kyle was alluding to this earlier, it's not necessarily a mecha show in the classical sense.
It's like a comedy
It's
drama.
more of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but instead of like magic, they have robots, is the best way to think about it.
Okay.
And it is, I think you have to watch the first 2 or maybe 3 episodes. But no more than that. If you're not in by the 3rd episode, cut it off. I think and it might be 2. I gotta double check. But the first episode when they break through the ceiling, you could, I mean, if you know that part by now, you could probably skip that. Watch episode 2 and 3, because it's literally like, I was watching the 2nd episode and I'm like, did he just do that? Like, you can just do that in this world? Okay, like whatever. And that's when I was like, I started to get it. I'm like, oh, this isn't like just, this show isn't based in the world of physics or like logic.
There were definitely some over the top things from what I remember, but
it's more akin to like a space dandy mecha show or something is like the best way to describe it. But I adore Gurren Lagann. I think it also has a really good soundtrack. I don't know if I put it on the same level as Trigun or Cowboy Bebop, but it's really solid. All right, ReZero.
I love ReZero.
Mr. Sunshine showed me the show. I thought the premise was fascinating. Sunshine showed me the show. I thought the premise was fascinating.
Yeah.
I started watching it and I became addicted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell off, and I
never went back.
Started reflecting on it and never went back. I think it's good. I don't.
It's just been hard to pick back up after the first season.
Yeah, it's
because Beetlejuice was such an interesting villain.
Yes. I think that I would have enjoyed it more if maybe he was going back to the real world and could use something from the real world in the fantasy world or vice versa.
He does momentarily.
Yeah, but I just
and to be honest, that aspect of it was like the least interesting to me. Like, spoilers.
You talked about the whale before.
I love the whale was cool. That one moment alone was incredible to me. But to me, it's his desire not to die and constantly having to face death. Like that's what the selling point of the show was to me, and him like gaining courage because he never wants to die, but later on, even though
realizes he has to, and
but it's also like he's fearful. He's like, I'm scared that I won't come back, and you see. I think in the first season, at some points in time, he's like putting himself in harm's way without the intention of coming back, just for the fact that he's trying to like save somebody, you know?
Yeah. What I thought was really cool, what sold me on it was, so every time he comes back, some characters can smell the stench of the witch or whatever. For anyone who hasn't seen the show, it's an isekai where a kid wakes up in a fantasy world. And he has the ability where if he gets killed, it's like he has a save point. He wakes up like a few days earlier or whatever, and then can redo things. Hence the name ReZero. But each time he does it, he gets this like magic stink on him from the witch that maybe gave him his powers. But then he realizes he can't tell anyone, or that could kill him. But that also makes him develop the stench. And there's like a scene where he's running through the forest and he's trying to distract some monster, and the monster's attracted to that scent. Right. So he like he like starts to tell someone about his ability to make that like stench. Like again, I'm calling it a stench. It's like a magical aura. I thought that was really clever. I thought that was like, okay, this guy's really using the mechanics to his advantage.
And I'm invested in the mystery. Like you said, I just fell off. Like I do want to know. I do want to know.
Yeah. So
like the origin of the witch and how. I'm hoping there's a good explanation as to like maybe why he was chosen, even though that's not necessarily consistent with other isekais. It's just like the mystery of the witch is fascinating to me, and not to mention like she must have like a posse of some sort, because the first woman that kills him isn't even the witch. It's the what is it? The gut lady?
The gut grinder or some name she has. I forget her name, but it's literally
something. But
I want to make a.
Go ahead.
A comment about ReZero. To me, it's the best isekai anime. So I understand where you guys could say fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the whale arc only really hit before they fought the whale. But it creates so you have
I agree.
After the first the problem with the first with the show, I think, is that it's 45 minutes an episode.
Yeah.
So you're really like in it, right? But there's also after the second season, so they established that the whale is going after Subaru, right? So they're gonna explore that more in continuous seasons while his existence is a problem in this world. It gets crazier.
I don't know. I got to the episode where the killer bunny rabbits are chasing them. And I was like,
did you meet Beetlejuice?
I don't know who's Beetlejuice. Maybe not.
Yeah, then you didn't. Okay, Beetlejuice comes at the end of the first season, and he is.
I finished the first season.
No, you would remember him. He is the best. He's like one of the best. He's the
weird dude in the Ku Klux. They got the Ku Klux Klan hats and shit.
Yeah.
Look, Subaru. Oh yeah, I remember them.
I personally felt as if he was an incredible villain. He was
they don't
energetic.
Even talk that much, do they?
Huh?
Does he even talk that much?
Yeah, he monologues.
No, he just weirdly shows up.
Yeah,
wherever this dude is at.
Right. He'll show up. Yeah. He'll monologue, and then he like bends weird. Like I thought he was.
I
thought
remember
he was super
this guy.
creepy and strange. I really liked Beetlejuice as a villain.
ReZero gets better. I feel like the season 1 is a setup for. Yeah, you just gotta watch. You gotta look at season 1 as a long setup. No. The light novel's not even complete, but it's on season 4 already. So it gets crazier because I feel like season 1 he started fucking with Rem more than the bitch with the white hair, but then he goes back to the bitch with white hair and it gets deeper. Because he can't tell anybody what's going on.
Right. Another legendary ball fumbling is Rem actually cares about him.
Oh yeah, but definitely. I thought Rem was enough. I was upset he kept chasing after what's her name? Elizabeth. We can keep going with the list, but this does remind me of another recommendation that I highly recommend, that I would actually might put up in S tier, maybe A tier. Probably A tier, but like a close S tier is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Oh my god. Okay. First season's crazy.
Dude, yeah. From the name,
spoilers. I will check it out.
From the name, I'm no spoilers. From the name, you expect it to be kind of like I don't know. You might have gained expectations.
The name is an isekai trope. They always have these long ass names.
Well, I just meant like the name suggests something for the main character, but it's not like he is very wholesome. Like I love the main character. I absolutely love him, and I feel as
I'm getting hungry as fuck. So,
all right, let's go.
I'm sorry.
No, we're into the meat. Let's get it.
Kill la Kill. I've only seen a few episodes, but I really enjoyed it. I want to pick it back up.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Studio Trigger. That's another. That's so the creators of Gurren Lagann. Yeah, that's
it was already. It was so fucking crazy. The first episode that I saw of Kill la Kill. I had come back from smoking some pot, and I sit down, and this guy is explaining how the girl's uniform is an alien that took the form of Thread, and he literally says the line, "But wait, let me blow his mind even more." And I thought they were talking to me, and I was like, I need to fucking watch this show. And I started watching a couple episodes, and the animation's crazy. Yeah, it looks really good. One Punch Man.
It's animation driven show.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Which I can respect that.
Someone recommended
One
Kill la
Punch
Kill
Man
to me, and I accidentally watched Akame ga Kill instead, and I fell in love with it.
I've heard Akame ga Kill is good.
Akame ga Kill is amazing.
Kill la Kill is an original anime either. It doesn't have any manga.
Akame ga Kill might define what an A tier should be. Akame ga Kill is great.
One Punch Man, I've heard season 3 is not good, but I don't believe it. Season 1 and 2 are so fucking good. There's no way it's not going in S tier for me.
They just didn't use the budget that we gave them in making it one of the most popular animes around the world. They across the last few years, they had multiple years to animate it, and they just didn't give us the same quality, the same fidelity that they did in the first season.
Hey, fair enough. The first time I watched season 2, I wasn't that big on it. I rewatched season 2 like a couple months ago, and I was like, this might even be, it's not better than the first, but it like absolutely holds up.
What's the guy's name who isn't Saitama? What is it, kind of like
the ninja, the cyborg,
no,
what the fuck?
Genos.
No, not Genos.
Yes.
I apologize. The villain guy.
King.
No, the villain.
No, King's not a villain.
Gotaro or
yeah,
the Beast guy.
Fucking
Gotaro, something like that.
Yeah, the Beast guy.
The Beast guy.
Monster guy. He's trying to be a monster.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Yep.
I liked his story more in the second season than I cared about Saitama's. In the second season, him dealing with like the complexities of wanting to be a monster, but also protecting the kid, and then fighting all the heroes and defending his ideology. I thought that was really
cool. The manga is worth the read over the anime because the exploration of the monster association is fucking fire. I don't even know if the anime went into that, but yeah,
they were just about to at the end of season 2. I don't know if they have in season 3.
Yeah.
Also, I think we can all agree that Kamen Rider is the best character. All right, moving on.
Oh my god, that's one.
Is it Kamen Rider? Isn't it Moomin Rider?
Maybe it is.
It might be Moomin.
Mob Psycho. I really enjoyed. I do not think it was better than One Punch Man. I have not finished season 3.
Yeah,
I have not finished season 3.
Even season 1 alone has one of the best. Like we talked about it last time. The end of season 1. The end of season 1 is a S tier ending.
Hard disagree.
With Reagan and defending him, and then Reagan getting the powers and Hypno Punch.
It was that
was an S tier ending.
I think
they kept the art style. They kept the art style of the original creator because one created One Punch Man 2, but they let the dude from iShield 21 do the art. But Mob Psycho respects the shitty art of the original creator, and it's his. I don't know a recommendation for manga. One is doing 2 mangas at the same time right now as a writer, not an illustrator. But you guys gotta watch You guys gotta read Versus because if they make that into an anime, it's gonna be fucking insane.
We'll check it out. Season 1 JJK.
It's called Versus.
Season 1 JJK is not touching season 1 Mob Psycho. Season 1 JJK
100%.
ending is not touching Mob Psycho ending.
So far, as far as I'm into JJK, absolutely.
No.
Mob Psycho, the animation is incredible. The story and theme the theme is great of this kid who's super overpowered psychic powers, but just wants to be strong and wants to have to work for things, whereas everyone else just wants to take over the world. I love that. Awesome. I love Reagan as a character. Some of the stuff feels like it wasn't necessary.
Name
his
a better
brother
anti-hero than Reagan. Reagan is a bad guy, and you are rooting for him. Like, I love Reagan.
Easy. Chainsaw Man is a better anti-hero.
I don't think he's an anti-hero. I think he's ignorant.
Chainsaw Man, I think, is the best anime on this list. I've only finished season 1.
Yeah, I love Chainsaw Man, and very well might have put him in S tier. But to say it's the best anime on this list is unhinged.
Yeah, so like season 1.
I've only seen season 1, but it is fucking
unhinged. And it's good.
It's again objectively correct.
No, season 1 doesn't even reveal. I don't think season 1 reveals what Chainsaw Man really is about.
Right, exactly.
I need them to do the Gun Devil arc because
I read up past the Gun Devil arc.
It's his opinion. It's his opinion on American society.
Right.
And I really love it. Even
beautiful.
Denji is. I really feel like what he thinks of Americans, of incel Americans. But
what spoilers in Chainsaw
Wait,
Man?
hold on, no spoilers. I haven't seen season.
No, I'm asking you to tell me what puts it as the number 1 anime on this list for you.
Yeah, I would like to know that as well.
You had what?
Why is that the best
I want to
anime?
know
because you got to think people watching that are going to want you to explain your reason. Yeah.
So, music and animation both top notch, which are qualities that we've seen so far, particularly in the music is on par with these. I think the intro theme song to Chainsaw Man is the best. It's maybe the best on this list. Mob Psycho's intro song for the first season is out of this world great. 99%. The song is super tasty. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's one intro song that goes head to head, except for maybe Tank, it is Chainsaw Man, the theme song. But again, overall,
Magic Muscle and JJK both. JJK has awesome OTSs, but
probably I haven't.
Nah, Yu Yu Hakusho was the best opening song ever.
Say what?
Yu Yu Hakusho has the best opening ever.
And it's so 80s, dude. It's so 80s coded.
Season 1 Attack on Titan.
Now, Hajime no Ippo is opening is crazy too.
The birds and the eagles.
Now, Chainsaw Man easily has the best intro song. You're objectively wrong.
JJK had
no, but what about the outro songs? What about season 1 makes you think it's
right
better than
because you just described Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is getting awards for on an artistic level.
I know,
of
dude.
how
He won't shut the
incredible.
fuck up about Demon Slayer.
I won't. It's that good.
Chainsaw Man slays demons. All right, why can't you just get on board? That's a better show. Anyway,
I love Chainsaw Man.
I would say
I read it more than you.
To anyone who hasn't seen it, everything you need to know about Chainsaw Man is in the name. It is a show where a guy gets the power to have chainsaws come out of his face and hands. It is gory. It is unhinged. It is fucking bananas. The main character, Denji, he starts out, his life is literally shittier than... It's the shittiest life you can imagine. He's sold both of his testicles or just one, plus a kidney and an eyeball to pay off debts that his dad incurred to the mob before his dad killed himself.
Right.
He survives on a single slice of bread per week, and will eat cigarettes for $1. He gains the power to have chainsaws come out of his face and hands, and it is him climbing Maslow's hierarchy of needs from below the bottom.
Exactly.
So,
I
like,
think a lot of people are misinterpreting the fact that his needs or his desires, his goals, his dreams are very shallow in the beginning, and as he grows and becomes more complex as a character, his desires become more complex. So people often
it is a perfect study.
Early.
It's a perfect study of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and the hedonic treadmill, which is when you get what you've been seeking, you eventually become dissatisfied and need to get more. And so his first goal is to like get real food. He doesn't even know how to use chopsticks in the beginning because he's been eating just a slice of bread a week. So this beautiful woman feeds him, and then he moves in with this dude and starts eating super toast, which is toast with all kinds of marmalade on it. And then you get one of your, it's I guess technically the second fight in the series. The first fight is him getting his chainsaws for the first time and fighting this demon. The second fight is
zombies.
He's a son. No, he's a son. Well, that's what I was talking about. Was the zombie?
I guess he fights. So maybe there's because he gets killed. He gets killed by them. Then comes back and fights them. So there's like kind of.
Yeah, that's one fight to me. That's all one.
That's fair. That's fair.
The second fight is against his technically supervisor. He's assigned as an underling of this guy Top Knot, and it is a fight of kicking the guy in the balls repeatedly. He kicks him in the balls like 3 times, which that's timeless comedy. I'm sorry, that's always gonna be funny. And yeah, it gets crazier and crazier from there. I think again there's some inventive villains. I think the Eternity Demon or whatever is Devil. I loved that couple episode span. I loved the fear of the Gun Devils being hyped up. I'm excited to see them. The fight with the Sword Devil and there was some other chick. I don't know if it was the Snake Devil or whatever.
Yeah, that to me like hit me on an emotional level to the point where I like.
Oh my god!
When I felt silent watching, I'm on the edge of my seat, just silent. Yeah, absolutely.
That was the first time I saw a death in an anime where I was literally like, "Oh, they're gonna come back or something," or they didn't really die. And then I was talking to some guy who like just reads the wikis, and he's like, "Oh no, she's dead for real," and I was like. What? It traumatized me. I had to rewatch the episode. I was like, this is unreal.
It is beautiful. It's
beautiful.
It invokes emotion in like easily in a way that other animes don't necessarily do for me, with the music and the rain and the melancholy tones and like the
100%.
Like the gray
and the characters each on their own would be the worst person to live with or to know. Even Top Knot is like, because he's kind of a
What's
dick.
His name? Is his name Aki?
I don't know because everyone calls him Top Knot, and that's how I know.
I think his name is Aki, and it's funny because I always confuse Aki and the JJK Aki, or what is his name?
Maki.
I confuse.
Even Top Knot would be, because he's kind of a dick, he would be unpleasant to be around. That's not even getting into Power, who would be like literal torture to be around.
I love
it's
Power.
A bunch of these characters, and you love them so much, despite the fact that they're all
terrible,
kind of the worst, including Denji, because he's climbing Maslow's hierarchy of needs from the bottom. He doesn't even he's not at a point where he understands morality, despite the fact that he's basically an adult.
Right.
And so he's kind of a psychopath, and it's so fucking enjoyable to watch this group of lunatics.
There's a point I never gave him that grace that he never like was taught morality. Like he didn't have anyone to teach him morality. I had never given him that grace before.
Because you have to figure
he didn't have an opportunity.
Of course, because you have to figure that the closest thing he had to a father figure was the mob boss who was going to kill him if he didn't pay a certain amount of money by a certain time. His real dad, he barely knew. So the only masculine figure in his life is the fucking mob boss that's running him like a slave.
Right.
In the first episode, it's implied that he says, like, you know, you got to come up with the money. If you got to pimp yourself out, like, do what you got to do.
Right.
I'm getting this money, or I'm going to kill you.
He might have even wasn't he wearing a dog collar, or is that like just like a symbolism?
I think that's later.
He does that with
Makima, because she
calls him a dog.
Right.
Yeah, she
but
says
she knows
she
knows more about the Chainsaw Man and the dog for remember the Chainsaw.
There's so much
devil is it. Yeah.
Right,
but yes,
a few more.
All right, few more. I'm curious. We'll start with Sunshine. Do you know what this show is? Don't say it. Just say yes or no.
I literally was looking at it earlier. We can look at my Google history. Yeah, I know this show is.
Kyle, do you know?
No. This looks familiar, but I do not know. I don't like Mecha
Warriors.
Ronin Warriors.
Old Toonami show.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
I loved
it's a kid show.
Huh?
It's a kid show, I feel like.
Right.
100%. I mean, you could say the same about Dragon Ball Z. It literally came on right before Dragon Ball Z, in fact.
Dragon Ball, bro, Gohan was 5 years old and was sent to a different planet to fight a fucking crazy.
We were all like 7 years old watching that shit. Don't act like it's a show for adults. All right, I love it too.
I rewatched it. What anime is for adults?
Is what?
What anime is for adults?
There are a few. There's the one that I really want to watch. I'm waiting for them to put it on Crunchyroll. It's the one where the guy is an assassin from another world. Cowboy Bebop, I would argue, is an adult anime. Akira,
yeah, that's a seinen.
Akira is kind of an adult anime.
These are all seinen. They're all seinen though. So seinen, so they classify. Shonen. It just means a demographic. It just means boy or teenager.
I don't
remember
what seinen is. Yeah,
seinen is adults. So like a Berserk and shit.
So that just answered your question.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like most anime that we're on this list is technically.
I don't know because Bleach, Naruto, that's all shonen.
Yeah, but it has adult themes and they be cursing. But
yeah, you're also not watching them.
Ronin Warriors is sick. I don't care what you have to say. That's the end of that discussion. All right, Devilman Crybaby.
I haven't seen. I don't care.
Devilman Crybaby.
I can't weigh in on this because this has the worst. I have never felt more empty and hurt and lost as the way this anime ended. Crushed me.
I really enjoyed this show. I think the animation again is impeccable. I really enjoyed the ending too. I
didn't getting on a roller coaster, and once I got to the drop, I saw that the tracks were gone. It was. It was awful, dude.
No spoilers, but it has the craziest ending. It's on par with the end of Evangelion style ending. It's fucking wild. I think this is a really good show.
Enjoying the ride. I think that's the worst part about it too. I'm with you on the fact I trauma block this show, and I only talk about it when people bring it up because I try not to think about it. I really enjoyed the ride through the show. I enjoyed the story. I liked the characters, the character development, because that kid.
It is very good.
Oh my god, betrayal. Oh my god.
I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did because it had the word crybaby in the name, but it is emotional at times. It's artistic, but also like accessible. The animation is unreal. It's dark. This is another one I'm like, I don't think this is an anime for kids.
Is phenomenal too.
Say what?
The Crybaby movie?
I don't know if I saw the movie. Is that different from the show?
Not Devilman Crybaby. I'm talking about fucking Aaliyah, who's Crybaby?
You're talking about fucking Johnny Depp.
The Johnny Depp movie?
Now,
Crybaby, the Johnny Depp movie? You've never seen that, dude?
No.
That's a
all right.
Let me comment.
Though, I think it belongs.
Oh, right. Comment on Devilman Crybaby.
I think Devilman Crybaby belongs in this.
I believe it's an A tier, but I could see the S tier. So
I'm torn.
That is my favorite. That's my favorite director in all of anime besides Noriyuki Abe, who did Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach and some of Naruto and stuff like that. So Masaki Yuasa actually directed episodes of Space Dandy and Samurai Champloo.
Okay.
You could look that up too, but he is he's the founder of Science Saru, the people who did Don to Don, and the new Ghost in the Shell stuff. He's just an amazing director, and this is the first time anybody gave him money to do a show. And he didn't do an original idea like he usually does. I don't know if you know about Devilman, the manga. I do. From
it's been
70s.
Going on since like the 60s or something. The
70s or 60s. Yeah. And I really think he did. I think it's not following the manga, but his originality to this story and Devilman Crybaby is insane.
Well, apparently the guy that wrote the manga always wanted to make a show more like this, but that's not what he was paid to do. When they adapted his manga, which was already kind of childish, it was more of like a superhero show. But then, like, at a certain point, he's like, I think this character could be something much different. And so I think everything you're saying, I 100% believe. I think that they brought on the writer to do like a more, like, I think this interpretation of what I heard, if I remember correctly, is that this interpretation is like what the writer has wanted to do for a long time, but just hasn't been able to because of, office politics or whatever. So
yeah, the way he concised this story into, like, what's it, 13 episodes?
Something like that, yeah.
And the manga is way long. The manga is so long, but he cut all the fat off of it. And if whatever, you guys too, just look up Masaki Yuasa and watch all the things he's ever done. He's fucking that dude.
But Devilman Crybaby is really good. I was honestly waffling between putting it between A and S so I could sympathize with you, Kyle. I was like unsure. All right.
I do credit as the worst ending to any anime I've ever seen.
I wouldn't say the worst ending. It's
the most emotionally impactful for sure.
It's certainly not for everyone. All right, Paranoia Agent. So I've
been staring at this the whole time. I was wondering what this one was. Paranoia Agent.
Have you ever seen that, Kavan?
I'm looking it up. I can't recognize.
Whoa! I saw one that Sunshine hasn't seen. I was like, "There's got to be one on this list," and I
don't think I've seen this one. I actually think I've seen the live action and not the actual anime.
That's crazy.
I'm interested in your take, Von Bon, because this is, I don't know if you know about the director of this, another legendary director, Millennium actress, Perfect Blue. The movie.
It does look like Perfect Blue. I was wondering like why it looked familiar. It does.
Yes.
Okay.
So Paprika is Inception literally copied Paprika.
Right.
I
remember Paprika's. That's the one where the guy puts his hand in the girl's like chest and goes up through her face. Right.
And the it's a very psychedelic show.
Yeah.
But I want to hear Ron Bond's take on this because this is the show is interesting.
Yes. So the general premise, without going to spoilers, is this girl is attacked by a kid on roller skates who carries around a baseball bat. And then he attacks a few people. People are getting attacked by this kid on roller skates with a baseball bat who goes by the name Little Slugger. That's what everyone calls him. And it's about these two detectives trying to figure out who he is. And it's bizarre because there doesn't seem to be a connection between the victims, but there's kind of a connection in like their emotional state. So right off the rip, I will say the directing. I'm not saying it belongs in C tier. I just didn't want to hold the mouse anymore. The directing is phenomenal. I think that like the shots, the animation's really good. There's a lot of psychedelic stuff. The intro theme song is great because it is haunting. It is tough to describe. Sunshine, if you look up even just the intro theme song,
I'll check
you'll know what I'm talking. Say what?
I'm gonna pull it up. I'll check it out after this.
Yeah. It's when it starts out, you're like, well, what the fuck is this? And then you'll be like, oh, I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Not quite in the way of Devilman Crybaby. It's a much lesser degree, but it's that same thing. And then the closing song too. I enjoyed this, but there's a few things that I fundamentally hate about this. And I might have to have Sunshine close his ears when we get to that. Here's what I'll say. There's an episode in the middle that I thought was absolute dog shit. It's when they
get into it. Do
it.
Just get into it. Talk freely.
They catch Lil Slugger in the middle of the show, or who they think is Lil Slugger, maybe. And he's like clearly like not like schizophrenic, but he's like
possessed.
Delusional. Yeah, he's delusional is the word I was looking for. And it goes into this like fantasy world, like you're following his delusions, but it's kind of like goofy and played for laughs. That episode was like cock and ball torture. It was way too long. They could have gotten to the point way sooner. I don't think it added any value. And then the end, it's one of those endings where I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the movie Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal, as he says it's pronounced.
Does he say it's pronounced that way for real?
He did on like an interview on Conan or something. He's like, yeah, I looked it up and the correct pronunciation is like Gyllenhaal. So he like yodels it. But he still calls himself Gyllenhaal. But anyway,
right, he said he had to look it up. Like, what the fuck?
This movie Enemy he's in, it's a movie about this guy that he's like a professor at like some university in Toronto or something, and he decides to watch a movie one night and he sees an actor in it that looks exactly like him, and so he finds the guy and calls him, and it's this history professor and this actor are identical, like mole in the same spot, all kinds of crazy shit. And it's a really fascinating story right up until the end. And that also has a mind-blowing ending, but you can walk away from that movie with one of two perspectives. Either there's a giant spider that's potentially going to take over the world, or nothing actually happened and it's a metaphor for this guy like overcoming guilt. And I fucking hated that about that movie.
I've always seen the scene where Jake Gyllenhaal opens the door and there's a giant spider standing there.
Yes, that's what that movie's from.
Okay.
It's an interesting movie. He's great in it. But the ending, like if you're going with the giant spider route, if that's how you want to interpret the movie, they don't give you nearly enough to chew on that for that to be like the real story.
So it's most
and
likely
so if
that he's like delusional.
Yeah, but it's even more just like a metaphor. Like he might not even be delusional. It might just be a metaphor for him coming to terms with the fact that he's cheating on his wife or something. Spoilers for Enemy by Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay. Point being that I hate that because if you look at the movie that way, it's a movie where nothing happened. And that is something that Paranoia Agent, for all the beautiful animation and the interesting characters and the arcs that happen, mild spoilers, you could get to the end of this and be like, oh, nothing happened the entire show. And I resent that about it. And I know some people love it, but for me, honestly, this is like a bottom of B tier.
The feeling you're giving me
Yes.
is Stewie kills Lois.
Oh my god,
And
that's
then-
one of the greatest episodes.
And then I know, but then he wakes up and it was all a dream sequence and it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like
We don't
it's not
know
quite
if the
that-
little slugger is real. I feel like that's what you're trying to say, right?
yeah, and there's a one
But
of
that's
the
that's a genre though. That's a genre he dabbles in, the psychedelic, surreal.
yeah,
But you're definitely right because it starts to not make sense.
yes, it starts to not make sense. And on the one hand, it's like if it was a more literal interpretation, it's like, oh, this is like some end of the world type shit, and like, you know, maybe this person's a psychic and all this shit, but like even the show doesn't like leave enough for you to kind of leave with that interpretation. Like they want you to be like, oh no, this
They
whole
want you to
thing's
make
a
your
metaphor.
own. Exactly. I feel like I totally agree with you. Where
Yeah.
it's left too open to interpretation. Like, what was the
Yeah.
point, right?
Exactly. I don't even think it's that they leave it open to interpretation. I think it's that they're trying to sell their message or whatever about guilt or whatever it is so hard that it's like that's the
each
only way you can,
character, right?
That it becomes
And
like
it ju-
there's just like profound symbolism, but you find out it's like all in the person's mind, so like nothing that actually happened matters.
Yeah,
it's just
or it's,
like
or it's just kind of up its own ass about the symbolism is probably the best way to put
it. Okay.
It might be worth checking out if you. A lot of people say that this is like a 10 out of 10, or at least a 9 out of 10. One
episodes.
Season or whatever. I don't know if it's 26 episodes, but it's like something around that. It's probably 18 or something episodes. It's a 1 season show. It's a self-contained story. I like that about it. The animation is beautiful. It's kind of episodic at times, and so sometimes like there are certain episodes that are really great. There's an episode where
I can watch that.
I'll spoil one thing. There's an episode where this old man and this young guy are waiting around, and they see a little girl, and she goes, "Oh, zebra?" And she runs up to them, and they're like, "No, that can't be Katie or whatever her name is." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's Katie. Run away." And you're like, okay, these people clearly met online or something, and this is the first time they're seeing this little girl. They were in like a message board for like killing themselves and had made a suicide pact, and they realized that one of the people they made a pact with is like 8 years old. It's this little girl.
Oh,
and
that's some,
it is these three characters. It is these three characters trying to kill themselves for the entire episode, because eventually they let the little girl accompany them. There's a scene where they're standing on rocks tying nooses, and the thing is kind of played for laughs. And I gotta say, it was pretty funny, and it was dark, but it was a very enjoyable episode. And there's a weird like sense of closure you get at the end, but there's like a message that's maybe optimistic. But like that episode is like it's in a sea of other stuff that you're kind of trying to figure out this mystery, and then at the end it's like, the mystery doesn't matter. Like,
okay,
people feel guilt
and it's only 13 episodes. I'll give it a shot. I'll definitely give it a shot.
It's worth it for the episodic writing. Like the ideas explored in each episode that's contained within itself is pretty cool.
As dark as that episode sounds that I just explained, it's not a tragedy. And by the end of it,
I've watched like all of Black Mirror, and it's like melancholy mystery.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and most Black Mirror episodes leave you feeling empty at the end. Like there's not like a resolve.
Yeah.
And there's like comedic aspects throughout every here and there. But
this is
dark comedy.
Almost like a perversion of that, where it's like there is a resolution. It's just that you realize that there was never really a problem. I just hate that about it. But anyway,
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. If you like it, that's great. I'm not going to argue with you on it. It's not for me. And then I think we saved the best for last.
The best.
I love Fooly Cooley. I adore.
You're not going to put
it
in front of Chainsaw Man?
It's really tough. I'm going to put it in front of Chainsaw Man because I haven't finished Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
I adore this show, though. I think this one is again in the running for best soundtrack, even though it's all by one band and it's all in a similar style. It's all alt rock by the Pillows. I listen to these songs all the time on my own. Carnival, Stalker. There's so many good tracks. Obviously, Ride on Shooting Star is like a standout track. It's so fucking good. The animation is crisp. It's probably the best story that is also a metaphor of some sort. This time it's a metaphor for a little boy being molested by older women, but it's so good.
I think it's a metaphor of living in a small town, like a fishbowl town.
And, it probably is far more of that. I saw some review. I was hoping to stoke the flames, but I think even Sunshine's getting tired. Someone pointed out that Mimi Makimi, whatever her name is, and the pink-haired chick Vespa are both manipulative and are perfect stand-ins for an abusive relationship where it's an older adult and a young child. Yeah, the mech fights are great. It is mind-bending and psychedelic.
It's not even just them. It's also like the neglect, because he has more like, what is it? His dad is like
his
neglectful.
dad is neglectful. Super, yeah, absolutely. Yes. So much, yeah. But this in contrast to Paranoia Agent is one where if you're not into the metaphor and you don't really care about the life lesson, it is still a show about fighting robots. And there's a space pirate and this energy.
And it's only like 4 episodes, right?
It's 4, I think, hour-long episodes, maybe.
No,
Are they
I think
hour-long?
No, not even. I think it's 30 minutes.
Really?
It's just that impactful in that short amount of time.
It's
this is another show by the Gainax that eventually became a Studio Trigger. So like Neon Evangelion, Gurren Lagann, same crew. But I really think it's like his brother, who we never see. It's like Ed, Edd n Eddy. It's like Ed. Yeah. You never see the brother, and he feels like he has to live up to his name, but you're stuck in this town that nothing really happens.
Gotcha.
Except for when this fucking
And there's a bunch of like the brother's girlfriend is dealing with depression, and that's why she's like an arsonist, and like that's a spoiler, that's like a reveal. They're looking for the town arsonist at one point, and this girl's obsessed with this game because the kid's brother ended up being a baseball player who went to America and left
she's
behind
like projecting her feelings onto him.
Exactly.
Like she's like
exactly yes.
And that's the abusive part of him being an underage kid. And but like she's dealing with her shit, and then you have the other girl, the pink Vespa. She knows that he's attracted to her, and she uses that to her advantage to try and get to this other guy, to the space pirate or whatever. And so such a good show though. I like.
There's a South Park, there's a South Park segment too.
100% true. This has been my lock screen for probably 8 to 10 years. It's a picture of Conti wearing the jacket with a bass guitar, and it says "Never Knows Best," which is what is written on her cigarette in the one episode. So yes, my lock screen has been fully Cooley related, and after my lock screen, it's just a different coloration of that for 10 years or so. Because before this phone, I had it on my other phone too. So I am a big Fully Cooley stan. I'm actually really glad that I saved this one for last.
I'm glad you did.
That was unintentional. I didn't mean to do that. I just couldn't find a time to slip it in. But yeah, so this is the objectively correct anime.
Calling it is easily the worst anime tier
I actually
list.
called it the anime tier list. I spelled tier T-E-A-R. Because I knew that you guys would cry at realizing how right I am and how wrong you are about all of these.
I will. So. Here is what
There's way too many anime in S tier.
Yeah,
these are really good. I'm sorry, I have great taste. I know how to pick them.
No.
Well, look. All right.
I walk away from this conversation impressed by your knowledge, thinking that you were. I didn't think you watched anime. And I would say that you are cultured, that you do know anime, and I would give you that grace. You're just wrong about so many of them. That's the problem.
So actually, if you've been keeping track, percentage-wise, it's not that many. It's just that the ones that we disagree on, you guys firmly disagree. You were very upset by these
because you haven't seen them to know.
I saw 1.5 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul. And it didn't pull me in by that point. It's literal ass. Same with Ass Class. I didn't see a full season of Ass Class, but
you didn't even remember. You said you didn't even remember that his friend like died in his arms. And again, Demon Slayer is something that Kyle was adamantly.
That just means it's forgettable if I don't remember his friend dying in his arms.
All you have to do is watch the movie for Demon Slayer. We've talked about it to death, so I won't keep doing it. But the worst things on here are Avatar for sure. No, let's do our outro. The worst.
Yeah, well, hold on. Here's what I was gonna say. I am not averse to you guys doing your own list with these, but my back hurts and I'm hungry, so I would like to do outros and wrap for tonight.
No,
but I'll save this list.
Perfect.
And
Save
we can
the
compare
list,
for next
and then
time.
we'll go from there.
Yes.
I just want to give my final thoughts. We all can go give our final thoughts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
S tier is kind of a mess. A tier is somewhat valid. Move Avatar off of the list completely. B tier is fine. C tier, it has some disrespect in it, and then
Oh my god!
it like disrespectful to Demon Slayer. And then everything past this is just awful.
It's literally just Demon Slayer that you disagree with, because Dragon Ball Super, you really think that is that good of a show?
No, I told you it was nostalgia slap. So I agreed.
Exactly.
I said it had
Gundam Wing. Have you seen it? Have you
nope,
even seen it?
I said it had some disrespect, and it was mostly just Demon Slayer.
Some disrespect, as in you're standing. You're standing for Demon
on business.
Slayer.
I'm standing on business. Demon
You
Slayer's
may
that
be,
shit.
maybe.
Avatar doesn't belong to be on this list. Akira should be higher. Berserk should be higher. JJK, you haven't watched enough
Berserk
of it.
97's in S tier, bro.
I'm saying it should be higher on the list, like up further.
Higher than Full Metal I mean, I'll actually move JJK down here. I don't know.
JJK season 1. JJK season 1 should be B tier.
Death Note probably I could move down to.
No, Death Note is.
But Berserk does not go much higher than these. Like, this is a tough call for all these. No, they're different tone, but Full Metal Alchemist is really good.
S tier to me also means like it's an anime you can recommend. You can recommend it to somebody who doesn't watch anime. So Death Note.
Yeah, Akira, I would have no problem recommending any of these to someone who doesn't watch anime. Because I stand on business too. All right, well, look,
and then,
you guys
scroll down, and I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my reaction.
Oh my god!
Soul Eater in D is disrespectful. Literal
it's
ass
mid.
is just completely wrong. Completely wrong. Everything literal ass is completely wrong, and that is my and watch One Piece, and that's it. That's
I didn't hear Kyle Chaos concur, so I'm going to assume that it's a 2 out of 3 vote. And that
no, he didn't give his turn. I was me first. Now it's his turn.
One, I don't. It's not that I have a problem with the list. I just think my interpretation with how you're the S tier. I get it, but I think anime should be judged because anime is not a genre, right? Anime tries to attack different genres that we're familiar with, and I think that we should judge them upon. Like Detective Conan, I don't want to say it's an S tier, but for a detective show, it's fucking sets the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a
this
lot
is the
of
coward's
shows...
way out, Kyle. You're saying they're apples and oranges. This is the coward's way out.
You could say that. No. I'm not really mad at the list. I feel like I wish we explored more anime. Because these are so popular, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't really probably part of the reason why it's top heavy.
Should be Kyle's anime tier list, and then we'll finish with mine.
This is probably so you hit the nail on the head, Kyle. Because these are popular, that's probably why this is a top heavy list. There are a lot of anime that are probably shit that we just don't know about because they're shit and no one watches them.
We haven't talked about controversial anime. I feel like the most controversial that we got was Dragon Ball, somewhat of Naruto, because your take on it, because I feel like you haven't...
Goblin Slayer, Kavan said the first episode's the best episode.
I agree, though. I agree with that.
That's crazy.
It is.
You both are insane.
Episode that people, like, it's like...
I feel like when your first episode should set the tone of the show, and the tone didn't remain the same.
I get it. There weren't enough grapes in it for you guys. I get it. Yeah, that's that's all it was. It set the tone and it fell flat. Redo of a Healer is a masterpiece.
Redo of a Healer is a masterpiece. It's super good. It's just an adult theme.
I gotta watch it. I want to watch it.
I want to do a. I've always wanted to do a video where I'm talking about the best first episodes, where like I talk about maybe even ranking a tier list of all my favorite first episodes, because I think that's something that you can get into spoilers and not like get too much.
All right, my back hurts so bad I'm about to go face down, ass up. So we gotta wrap this.
This was a great one, boys. I very much enjoyed it. Looking forward.
Absolutely.
To the next one. Next time we'll have Kyle.
This might have been the most fun I've had on one of these. Ever.
We didn't
What's
argue,
up there?
Dude. No, we didn't argue once. I was shocked, if anything.
Yeah. I only brought up politics once at the beginning, and then after I got the little hand slap, I did good. I was a good boy.
But you guys did a great job. We went for 3 hours. That's crazy.
Jesus,
yeah, I know.
Christ.
That's why I was like, we got to speed through some of these at the end.
No, we couldn't stop. It was good. That's how you know it was good.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Until next time.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure as always, gentlemen. And to all of our viewers, we
Kavan,
love you dearly.
Yo, what are you about to do, Kavan?
I got to spend some time with Aaliyah, but I might be able to chat for a little bit.
All right, well, just let me know.
I'm going to hit you after this stream. All right, gang. Love, peace, and procreate. Be out.
Absolutely. That's a wrap, boys. Peace.
Llama.
All right, I'm going to keep this tab open, but I am going to